What is up, Kelsey?
What is up, Robert?
Uh, this has been, I think, one of our longest time coming Patreon reviews.
Yeah, we had this planned, I think 6 or 7 or 8 months ago at this point.
You have been very generous. Um, in case you don't know, if somehow you did not ever, partake in the Zeitgeist part of the Discord, you don't know what we are doing. I think we have a little clue right here.
Couple of clues.
Right here. Oh yeah, look at us. Not the movies. Not
Not
the
the movies.
movies though. Everyone knows the movies. But we're gonna be doing Clone Wars and Rebels.
Ah! I'm so excited.
Even though we've already done one for Bad Batch.
I've been waiting for this though.
hang on. Can I set the mood?
Yeah, set the mood.
Yeah. That is not my lightsaber color though. I am a hardcore green lightsaber fan.
It's
I
true.
love the green one. It's Return of the Jedi is my favorite one. That's like the pinnacle of like the good Jedi-ness to me.
Yeah,
And that was Luke's, but then Qui-Gon's was also green, wasn't it?
it was.
Yeah. And I love Qui-Gon. He's like my
Who
favorite
doesn't?
Jedi.
He's a good looking guy.
Apparently lots of people don't like him. Makes me
Really?
cry. Yeah. No. No. It's right there. That.
There we go.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. So, yes, we are doing Clone Wars and Rebels.
Well, actually, it's just one Clone War, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Whoops.
Literally a show that I've been told to watch way before you started telling me to watch the show.
Yeah.
I have I have had Clone Wars that somebody gave me on a hard drive before Rebels was even a show.
Oh
Rebels
my
was
god.
airing at the time, actually, like season 1. And what, that aired in 2017 now?
Something like that, yeah. Quite a while
So,
ago.
I've had it a long fucking time,
Oh,
but it has happened. You got me to watch it.
finally.
So, we are going to be getting into the Clone Wars and the Rebels.
Hell yes.
Gonna be getting into lots of Ahsoka, some badass forceness, some clones, and some. Dude, these two shows have good droids,
They do, yeah.
like good shit. So, this is your baby, man.
God,
I'm gonna let you carry it in for what you want to do first. You want to.
I don't even know where to start, dude. These shows are so like much. Here's a good place to start. Yeah. Oh man.
um. Okay, so I will say this though, even after watching both of these shows, like I've truly learned how little my fandom is of Star Wars, like as a whole. I always thought I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I apparently do not. Like,
Well,
like I enjoy it, but like I would not have watched these shows without you wanting me to watch them.
but having watched them, can you just say that like you're happy that you watched them now? Are you more satisfied? Are you more into Star Wars now than you think you have
No,
been
not at
before?
all.
No?
No,
No?
not at all.
Are you at least happy you experienced them?
There are things about the shows that I'm happy that I've seen, but like
Okay.
as a whole, I think I'm finding out what it is I don't like about Star Wars
Oh shit, okay.
and why
Um
you like it so much. You
oh.
ready?
Sure.
You know what I came up with when I watched these?
Tell
Because
me.
we've discussed I'm the sci-fi guy and
Yeah.
you're the fantasy person.
Yeah.
This is Star Wars is like the ultimate sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Like it's like a little too fantasy for me, which I think is what kills it for me.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
fantasy is all about, if you look at fantasy, it's all about factions and like political standpoints of taking over different places. Like that is a fantasy thing. It's all
Yeah,
about
definitely.
lords and like taking over different areas of land and all that stuff, and that's all these shows are. It's all, political, like all right, well, if we do this action, then we can get a better foothold in this scenario of the war and like all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
But that's kind of as George Lucas intended it. Like
Yes.
the original movies are about like a little bit about the Vietnam War, even like the guerrilla tactics that
Yeah.
people use, and like there's a lot of just political undertones hidden in there that not every fan picks up on. That I honestly didn't pick up on my first watch through. So,
Cuz so I was about to say, when you watch the like original trilogy,
uh,
what did you take away from it? Like what's the thing that you were like, I like this
Ewoks.
because this. Oh my god.
I
Okay,
love
so
Ewoks.
so a standard reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine was really all the like good versus evil. Like who's this emperor guy and like can Luke really
yeah,
beat him? And now his dad fucking works for him. Like how's that gonna shake out? Like for me, it's all about the good versus evil. That's what I like.
yeah, yeah. Good versus evil is okay, but like at the end of the day, I think it's just I like to see the different aspects of the Star Wars world. Like the universe is
Yeah.
so fucking rich with things and
Excuse me.
people and races and
Yeah.
planets and environments and stuff.
I'm just a sucker for good versus evil, man. Like you give me like a good villain for somebody to triumph on, I'm set. Like
Let's put
that's all I need.
Ahsoka's face up there and talk about Ahsoka for a bit.
Why? That
Ooh.
she's the most like perfect character ever and the reason I kept
She
watching this show.
For real, dude. Like, okay, so in the beginning of this show, like season one, when we first meet Ahsoka and she's like this scrappy little thing, and she's like, "I'm gonna be the best Padawan ever. I'm gonna show you I'm better
Yeah,
than you are, Anakin." I hated her. I could
really.
not. I couldn't stand her when we first met Ahsoka. I was like, okay, it's a bit much. Like I've had enough of this whole personality. But
Okay.
the longer that she stuck around and like learned from Anakin and just watching their dynamic kind of develop. Like
Yeah.
Anakin didn't have parents to raise him. He was essentially raised by Obi-Wan. So
Yeah.
he's lived in the sass essentially. And there's so much fucking sass in both Anakin and Obi-Wan. And somehow
Okay.
Ahsoka like fucking jumps over them with the amount of sass that she can
I was
give
gonna say,
back.
I'm surprised you didn't like her since she's just a little Anakin.
She is, and that's the thing is like Anakin has to kind of learn how to grapple with himself in this show because
Yeah.
she is so much of him. Like she wants to be the best. She wants to stand out. She wants to be on her own. She wants to do things her way, and
Yeah.
she doesn't want to listen to authority about it. And that is 100% what Anakin is.
Oh yeah. Like I don't know if I ever thought anything bad about her at the start. I think because I know how big. Okay, I mean, I'm coming into Ahsoka literally way too late. Like people have already freaked out about her being a Mandalorian and all that shit,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't know who this is still. So I don't think I had that feeling because I kept going like I'm just trying to learn who this is. So I
yeah,
was always just curious about what would be the thing that made people love her so much
right,
that I was always looking forward to something with her because I already
yeah,
knew too much.
right,
So I didn't ever
yeah.
have this like, what a little punk kid, dude. She
Yeah.
pisses me off.
I always like so my only introduction to Ahsoka has been just like seeing images of her, like
Yeah,
her iconic Togruta look. You don't see a lot of Togrutas in Star Wars. Like she's one of the very few that we ever see in the entirety of it.
yeah.
So yeah, like I was only familiar with like her
Her
visually. I had no
image.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea what to expect from her as a character. And so many like girls and women are always just like, yeah, this is like the Star Wars woman to look up to. And then we're introduced to her and she's
No.
this like shitty little kid. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But then like watching her develop and become like a fully realized whole person with
Yeah.
ideas and thoughts and just so much conflict within her. Like I agree that she is one of the like top tier characters in Star Wars, like woman or not. I think she's someone to idealize and she's
I'm.
a great role model for
Oh
young
yeah.
girls.
I'm literally trying to think right now because I mean, I pretty much just said like Luke is the thing I like about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think I like her more than Luke, dude.
Really? Holy shit.
I really like her. She is.
Yeah.
She's like the most capable, like rational, good-hearted person like the show has had.
Yes. I'm
Cause
gonna
while,
open this drink
cause
real quick.
while Obi do it.
Ah, spit on me.
Ooh, cracky,
Did you
man.
see that? It was
I did
so
not.
juicy.
So, before we get more into it, I'd like to apologize. I have a little bit of like a head cold, so I
Yeah,
might be all like sniffling or whatever. And I don't have a drink, a crackable yet, but do have a McDonald's Coke.
I just love this sound.
That's my favorite sound when they do the little promo before the movies. They always
Yes.
have the ice falling in, and then it's they pour it in there.
Yeah, I love that. Ugh.
Um, like Obi-Wan is, I think, what a lot of people would say is like the pinnacle of like the good guy for the show.
Yeah.
But he is so droll.
Oh my god.
Is that the word I want? He's a fucking
Yeah.
like he's a boring human, dude. Cuz
In
he is so Jedi down the
yes.
line. And I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that.
In this show, like he is absolutely just like he's trying to keep Anakin's blinders on, I think, because he can tell Anakin is like
Yeah.
such a hair's width away from straying onto the dark side. And Obi-Wan has to be like, trust in the Force, trust in the Council. The Council is everything. The Council is
You know
great. Do
what?
everything Jedi's tell you to do.
I think you just kind of made me think about it. That's kind of been his whole thing, his whole life.
Obi-Wan?
Is being the role model of what the Jedi should be.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
he
as
had to be for Anakin.
Yeah, because as soon as Qui Gon is gone, he was like, I have to step up. And then he gives he's always given his life away
Yeah.
solely for the order that is the Jedi.
Yeah.
Even like going to sit on a desert planet alone for 20 something years.
Yeah.
Like, he's always been the most boring human.
I love Obi-Wan though. Like he's
Except
such
for a thing in Clone Wars that is one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about her real quick.
Oh, Satine, man?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Are you gonna cry?
No, but like I was having the hardest time getting into Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I watched all of season 1 and I felt you 100%. It's a monster of the week.
Yes.
Each show is just like, okay, we did this.
Yeah,
Done.
and I
Next
forewarned
one.
you going into it. I was like,
No, I know.
give it
Yeah.
a couple seasons because it needs to get legs before it can
Oh,
walk.
no. Like, I definitely feel what you were feeling with season 1.
Yeah.
I was like, my God, could this be any. It was just like a pulp cereal thing. Like, it's just
Yeah.
here's another journey. Here's another
Yeah.
thing. But
Here's
like,
the problem and here's us solving it.
yeah, but nothing happens in all of
Yeah.
season 1.
There's no consequences.
And then I think in season 2, that's where we meet Satine, and there's like this moment where she kind of hints that like her and Obi-Wan like might have been a thing.
Yes.
And that to me is the only thing that's ever given Obi-Wan like any humanity. He's
It,
always been straight
yeah.
Jedi,
Yeah.
but she makes me like Obi-Wan on a level that I didn't before.
That's a fair assessment. I think Obi-Wan definitely has just been like by the book his whole life. Nothing like extremely vanilla. Just
Dude, fucking Yoda is not as boring as him. Even Yoda would be like, let's break a little, you gotta crack a couple eggs, gotta get somewhere.
yeah.
He's always willing to do what can be done,
Yeah.
even if it bends the rules. But Obi-Wan is like, well, if we
Better
die
check
because I
the
followed
Jedi
the
book.
rules, I guess we just lose.
Yeah.
God.
Um
I didn't realize how much I didn't like him till Clone Wars, man.
I mean, I love Obi-Wan. I love
I
Ewan
do
McGregor.
too, but
I think he's great. But
yeah,
he is extremely vanilla and so just
yeah.
yeah. But
Which I'll bring up with another character from the next show.
okay.
That's how I felt, but definitely not by the end.
Okay. Yeah. So Satine really does humanize Obi-Wan and
Yeah.
the whole arc with Mandalore too in that show I
So,
found really
man,
interesting.
I did not realize that Mandalore was like the kind of center point for both of these shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it really like
That planet
developed
is
on the
the
story.
idea.
Yeah. We should have grabbed a picture of like the fucking dark saber or whatever because man, I did not care about the dark saber going into this show because
Yeah.
I'd seen it in the
Mandalorian.
yeah, in Mandalorian and
Yeah.
I was like, why is everyone shitting their pants over this black lightsaber? But now I'm shitting my pants over the black lightsaber.
I don't feel anything for it still.
Oh,
Like
man, I'm,
like
like,
I get
so
how it was crafted and all that stuff, but like
yeah,
the fact that, you know, Loco has it now, like that doesn't mean anything to me.
yeah,
Except that the person who got it in Rebels is probably dead because it's a blade you earn.
exactly.
It's a blade you earn, so
Yes, so I really, really hope that they explore more about the Darksaber in
mm,
Ahsoka
I actually didn't
because,
think about
like,
that. Okay.
yeah, it's a blade that only trades hands when the person who owns it is killed in combat with that blade.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I like the Darksaber. I really like the lore behind it. I love the idea of Mandalore and just the whole thing about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But that's probably something more we can talk about on the Rebels side of things. I'm trying to think
So,
of other like Clone Wars only things we can
yeah.
dig our
Um
teeth into.
I think it makes like cuz I literally just watched these. So, I finished Rebels 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like fresh. There's been 2 seasons of The Mandalorian since then. And so
Yes.
I'm realizing why that was the show that came out because
Yeah.
Mandalore has been such a focal point for 2 whole series before
Yes.
this.
Yeah, completely. And I
I
mean,
thought it was just
even
like, "Oh, we're getting a cool Boba Fett guy cuz people like that." No, we're getting to see more of that world cuz we've already dug in so much.
yeah,
I'm getting to understand that now.
I really am curious where they're going to take that show next season. But
Yeah.
that show aside, let's talk about Ahsoka and Anakin because I really want to like dig into their relationship a little bit more.
Can I say that you told me I would maybe like Anakin at all from
Yes.
watching this? Still hate him, dude. He's like the worst character.
Do you feel like you understand him more though?
Oh, I know why he turns bad, but I don't care. He's the bad guy.
Ugh, why don't you care?
I think that's because he's the bad guy. I just I
You
think
just
I
don't
just
ever care about
said
any bad guys at all?
I don't like bad guys. Like just because you got like a little humanity to it doesn't mean that's good. Like
Ugh,
be better.
I really
Anakin could be better, but he chose not to be better.
so he is living his whole life under Obi-Wan's thumb, essentially, just being like, follow the Jedi. The Jedi are
Yeah.
good. The Jedi are everything. Always figure out what the Jedi are doing and then follow that for the rest of your whole fucking life. And then Ahsoka comes along and she keeps asking these questions that Anakin still has inside of him. She's like, why follow the Jedi?
Yeah.
What is good about the Jedi? What makes the Jedi better than just any regular old Joe? Because
Yeah.
there's so many times throughout the show, and I love the way they just plant these like tiny little seeds that eventually grow into the horrible tree that is Darth Vader. But they're always planting little seeds about Anakin being like he's questioning the order, but he doesn't phrase it out loud because he's kind of
Well,
afraid
yeah.
to because Obi-Wan is going to be there to squash it. And if
Yeah.
he phrases it out loud, then Ahsoka will be able to tell that he is questioning it. So he has to pretend to be strong and for the order and like in line with everything so that he doesn't send Ahsoka on a dark path because
Yeah.
it's easy to see in Ahsoka's character like she is a tinderbox and like one little match could strike and send her off to be the next Sith Lord. Like
Yeah.
she's such a loose cannon in the best kind of way.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ahsoka really does walk that line. There's the whole arc wherein she gets like on trial from the Jedi Order. I forget what it is
I
that
was
she
about to
did.
say. Okay, so yeah,
She was
cuz
accused of something, right? Accused of treason.
no, they thought that she had murdered another person. And so they were
Right.
putting her like you can't just like be murdering people
Yeah.
as a Jedi. So Dooku like force choke somebody like through like a hologram. He wasn't even like
Oh,
around and like
yeah.
killed a dude, but she was like, "Whoa, stop!" And so she's got her hands up, so
Yes.
it looks like she's
Yeah.
clearly choking the dude.
Right.
And they put her on trial, and they're gonna fucking kill her.
Yeah, and they're like, "She is guilty. She can no longer be a Jedi." They ripped that little thing off of her fucking horns. I was so upset
Yeah,
about that.
but like they were gonna put her to death. Like her sentence was death, but the guy who sentenced her was the emperor it was what's his face because he was planning on getting rid of her. Like that was the whole thing.
Yeah, because like she is the one thing that's tying Anakin to the light. If you kill
Yeah.
Ahsoka, Anakin is fucking gone. He is sheets to the
Oh yeah.
wind. He's he's free now,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
for the taking.
Yeah. So the whole point was, we're getting close to episode 3,
Yes.
and uh, the Emperor. I guess I can call him the Chancellor at this point. But
Yeah.
like he's getting really close to trying to start enacting Order 66 and get everything
Right.
going. And
Dave
he
Filoni's
needs
favorite.
Yeah, I know. And he needs to get Anakin on his side like now. So he's like getting
Yes.
ready to do that. And yeah, you're right. This is the one thing holding him back.
Yeah, this is the one tiny little thread that is just
Yeah.
tying him to the light side.
So he staged this whole elaborate thing so that he could get her framed for this murder and choose
Yep.
to kill her, and then
Yep.
he would be free.
Exactly.
Because he had already, I mean, we'll go back to this plot point later, but he'd already
Okay.
made Dooku kill his Padawan
Uh-huh.
because he found out that Ventress was, becoming super powerful.
Oh, Ventress, can we I hate to stray off of the Ahsoka line, but I just want to say, like, I fucking love the Night Sisters and like their whole shit is
I need you to
oh
play Jedi Fallen Order because there's a whole
yeah,
Dathomir section and
God.
they recruit the last Night Sister to like this like Jedi team and stuff. Like I need you to play that game.
Dathomir is fascinating and I love it. And we'll talk about that later when we talk about Darth Maul because we're going to talk about Darth Maul.
Yeah, I need a lot of Darth Maul talk because I genuinely love his character now.
Yeah. Put up that other picture I have of Ahsoka for me, please, with her walking away from the Order.
I don't know if we had that one.
Oh, I just put it in the chat like last. You may not have grabbed it.
Oh, yeah, hang on, hang
Um,
on.
so Ahsoka eventually, like after her trials, she's found guilty or whatever.
Oh,
She,
so hang on. That's the one thing I did like about Anakin was from this moment.
yeah,
She's getting like on trial. It's clear that she's gonna, be found guilty and all that shit.
yeah,
But he never gives up on her, and it's like, I know she didn't do it. I will prove that shit
yeah.
against what all of you say, and he does prove her innocent, which was dope. I will
Yes,
give him that.
yeah. He tried for her. He tried so hard. Like he pours his whole fucking heart and soul into it, and still at the end, she's like, nobody else believes me, and the
Yeah,
Jedi fucking suck, and I'm gonna walk away from this. So she does. She leaves, and this moment right here is where Darth Vader is born because Anakin is
yeah,
like, I have just lost like the one person that I cared the most about, other than Padme, of course.
yeah,
But I mean, the friendship and it goes beyond friendship. Like he's a father figure to her. He's a
yeah,
brother figure to her. He's like it. They're so intertwined. They're almost one.
yeah,
And to see her just like completely lose faith in everything that he's been trying to teach her and in everything he's been trying to lead her to, he's like, I have completely failed. And
But
she
see, he
is,
didn't fail. The system failed her.
yeah, but
He's
he
the
doesn't
only
think
thing
that.
that, well, yeah, because he's a butthead.
Yeah, he takes the personal responsibility for it. He wears that, like that's his
Yeah,
albatross, and he carries that with him for the rest of his life. Like so later on, I want to finish out this like thread of thoughts. Later on in Rebels, when Ahsoka meets Darth Vader, there is
which we do have something for that because that
we
got
do have a
intense.
couple things because they got like a fucking amazing battle, this crazy fight that they have. I love this lightsaber battle. It is intense and they're having like this full on argument also while it's going on.
Yeah,
Like they're just they're picking at each other and they're picking at themselves. Like she's saying like, you never believed in me and you abandoned me, and he's like, you abandoned me when you left the order, and they're just throwing all this blame at each other, and it hurts to watch. And then at the end of the battle, she damages his mask, like she hits him across the face with a lightsaber,
yeah.
and Anakin's face is in there. Like it is clearly I love this scene so fucking much. It is cinematic perfection. It's so good. You can see Anakin's face in there, and they mix Darth Vader's voice
I
and
was gonna
Anakin's
say,
voice
did
in this
you?
moment.
Yeah,
It's so fucking good. It is it is golden. And he turns to her and he says her name and she looks back and she's like, "Fuck, Anakin is still in there." And she she just thinks in that moment like, I can still save him. And he's so far gone that like even at
yeah,
this point he like I forget what it is exactly that he says. uh there's a moment where he she's like, I will get vengeance for us both, because she's like, Darth Vader's like, I
yeah,
killed Anakin. She's like, well, I'll get vengeance for us both. And he was like, well, revenge isn't a very Jedi thing to do. And she goes, I am no Jedi. And she
yeah,
fucking attacks his ass. uh it's so well written. It's so fucking good. It is. I don't even have like the words to describe how much I love this. It is so it's such a great dive into both of their characters. You can really see that they're both struggling so much with the idea of the order and what's good and what's wrong and like who is right in this, who's
yeah,
abandoning who. And at the end of the day, honestly, they both abandoned each other. Like they
yeah,
could have been there for each other and they weren't.
yeah. I mean, you're in the middle of a war with what's got to be the single most impressive like setup to take over anything that's ever existed.
Yeah.
The fact that one guy literally set up the war, played on both sides, like the amount of planning that the chancellor did to like this whole thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, both of them really never had a shot.
Yeah. Exactly. Like they can make any decision they want and the order is still like
And it
the
won't
puppet
matter,
behind
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Like I I mean, I definitely am not into the Jedi Order past Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I'm into being a Jedi, but then it got like weird though, cuz like then you go into like what's it, Last Jedi and like the books and all that weird stuff. Like the whole idea of the Jedi kind of got, I guess,
Lost in the
diluted as the
sauce.
show went. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the show, but just like the whole franchise as it went. The
Yeah.
idea of a Jedi, maybe that's what they've been trying to do, is try to like downplay how good it is to be a Jedi,
Maybe.
because they've only made Jedi seem worse as as the franchise has continued.
I mean, Jedis are just basically like shills for the thing that they believe in. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like Christian crusaders, you know? They have their ideas and they're going to inflict those ideas on you whether you like it or not because they are good and they are right.
but like at least with the council, they would like, is this a thing we need to step into? Like they don't just go somewhere and say, "We'll show you how to do things." They
Right.
only go when people ask them for help,
Yeah.
or at least that was the idea. I think that did get lost along the way, because I feel like a lot of them started to just go like, "We should just do this." Like I feel like Mace was one of those guys for sure.
Yeah.
He kind of started just kind of like taking over some stuff. I don't think he would
Sometimes
have
you
led
gotta.
the Jedi Order in a bad way,
Yeah.
but he was definitely like, "We're right." He Mace wasn't up for votes a lot of the time. He was just like, "We should just do this." And Obi again is the boring dude like, "Well, I don't know, we should probably take a vote." And then
Yeah.
Yoda's the one that's just like, "Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. That sounds stupid. Like you should just do good things."
Just do good. How hard is it?
Yoda's the best Jedi. Can we just say that much?
I mean, he is the OG,
I
the
mean,
OJ.
he'll bend the rules just enough to make things good. Like he does everything for the right reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever put a personal feeling into, well, we should because I think we should.
I mean, he always has like some weird agenda that he's, trying to push, but he does so in like a way that makes you kind of think about it and makes
Well,
you
I
figure it out
mean,
for yourself.
well, all we only ever see the Jedi Council during wartime.
Yeah.
We never see it existing on its own.
No.
So we only see it while they're literally playing a side because they're that side of the war.
Yeah.
We don't see them going to inflict it just because they want to. They're like, well, if we don't do this, we will lose this war. So I feel like everything they did from at least this show was always reactionary.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever like, well, I mean, we could get more people to believe this if we went in there. It was always like, well, if we don't do this, we'll not have enough food to trade for our war effort, and then we'll all starve and die, and then we'll just lose the war. So maybe we should do
God,
something.
there was a lot of like planets in in the whole of Clone Wars of like we're just gonna starve and die if you guys don't step in and do something.
Hmm.
Like that was a lot of episodes, lots and lots of times.
I haven't heard the word blockade so much in my life.
Oh my god.
Everything had a blockade.
Everything had a blockade. There's that one episode that took place on like a planet that's made entirely of water. Was it Mon Calamari?
I
I
don't know, dude.
forget. Yeah, I don't know why I'm asking you.
I know like four main planets, and that's it.
Yeah, I forget where and when it was, but it was in Clone Wars. They go to that water planet, and fucking Jar Jar Binks fucks everything up in his Jar Jar fashion.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, okay.
I I, I thought perhaps this show would make me like Jar Jar or make me
No,
feel anything for Jar Jar because people are always like, "Oh, he's a Sith Lord, and here's why." And Clone Wars like shows you all these different things. He's
no,
boring. Jar Jar
yeah.
sucks. He's annoying.
He
Nothing.
was he was the good comedic relief for that one movie. He didn't need to be in it past then.
No, he
Like
didn't
that
need
was
to
it.
be anything. Like I if I never see Jar Jar Binks again, I'll be happy.
He was a good goofball, and it's like funny that like the goofball helped him, like win the battle of, and like turn the
I
tide for
guess.
episode 1. Like that's good enough. He's like a good one-time use. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he should not have been in
But
anything
then
past
he
that.
became such a thing.
Yeah. Too much a thing.
Yeah. But
Um
let's wrap up some Ahsoka stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, between this scene, I'm actually a little upset at how little progressed past this moment in Rebels. I thought Darth Vader was going to be a big part of Rebels, and
Yeah.
he was literally in 3 episodes.
Yeah, he wasn't in it for very much at all. Like it's
Yeah,
really more just about like that band of rebels. You don't get to see much outside of them.
yeah. And then I thought Ahsoka was going to be a bigger thing because she was kind of like running missions with them.
Yeah.
But granted, there was a whole like time loop thing happening in this moment, so
Oh
that's
my
why she's
god.
gone. So
Yeah. They they really play with the fantasy element in Rebels. And
yeah,
I mean in Clone Wars too, honestly. Like the whole time travel thing was weird even for me,
yeah.
but it
You
was
know,
cool.
You know who I like the least in Rebels, actually?
Who?
Bandu? The, like, weird,
Bandu?
like, gorilla force thing that taught Kanan how to see once he was
Oh,
blind and stuff. That
I
became
only like
way too
vaguely
much
remember
of the
that thing.
show because he's not that awesome. But he was
Okay.
such a thing for, like, the last 2 seasons.
All right.
And that's when I was kind of like, yeah, we're going just, like, straight, like, magic with this show.
Yeah, it got really magical, which I like, but I know that you're more on the like I want to see robots side of things.
So, from what I remember, fantasy is the idea of magic in a world, and
Yeah.
sci-fi is supposed to be a look at the human aspect of what would we be like in a society of this. So
Yeah.
those are the things that I like about Star Wars in that way. Like, what would we do if we had fucking swords that could, you know,
Cut through doors and
yeah,
shit.
just like spray light out and stuff. But then like you get into the weird magicalness. There was a thing in Clone Wars though. Before we go in this, you know what? Let's just skip into some badass forceness.
Okay.
In Clone Wars, Ahsoka is supposed to teach some younglings how
Yes.
to do like some force stuff, and she takes them to a place where they go find their kyber crystals and shit.
Holy shit. I loved that episode.
That episode ruled.
Oh my god. The little
Okay,
Wookiee. Don't you just want to cuddle him?
he was awesome, dude.
I love those kids. I didn't think I would, but they're so cute and I just want to hold all of
No,
them.
that whole thing was amazing.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know that I consider that too fantasy, but it's like the force always has like an idea of what it wants for you.
Yes.
So like they go in there and think everything's going wrong, but it was going exactly the way it needed to go.
Yeah, and that's I mean, that's what Yoda tries to teach in everything he does. Like the Force has a plan for you. So
Yeah.
he's just like, let those kids fucking go into the cave, and if they freeze and die, they freeze and die. But he he trusted in the Force that they wouldn't.
Yeah, because that one was about to.
Yeah.
That episode freaked me out because one of the kids was Michelangelo from the new Ninja Turtle show,
Oh my god.
and it was just Michelangelo. So it's like he's even like a skater boy Jedi. What the fuck is happening?
Oh man.
Um, but yeah, like Ahsoka teaching them how to do stuff. I loved that shit, and even her just they they give a lot. These two shows both lean into I'm gonna say like a Finding Nemo aspect of things.
Okay.
Like you think because they're kids they can't do anything, and
Oh yeah.
most of these kids are way more capable than you think.
Dude.
I love that shit.
Yeah. Okay. So this kind of like leads into Ahsoka being a fucking like war general at age like 13 or something.
Yeah,
So like, okay, let's can we talk about clones?
sure. I love the clones, man.
Okay. I love the clones. Like this is the main reason that I wanted you to watch this show is to fall in love with clones because
I
I
do like the
did not
clones, man.
I did not expect to like clones. I was just like they're the same dude. It's just like a
Yeah.
thousand of the same guy. What's special about that?
So
Cuz I
actually,
don't
I have a
even
note here while I was watching it. I just wrote the thought of clones dyeing their hair, and that cracks me up for some reason.
Oh, that's a
Cause
thought right
like,
there.
cause like one of them was just blonde,
Yeah.
and I'm like, are you out there like in the heat of battle, and then like you get done with the battle, you're at camp, and it's like, hang on, I gotta bleach my shit real quick,
Gotta go
dude. You're
home
just
and like
like,
fix your roots.
yeah, that
I mean,
that idea just kind of struck me, kind of funny.
I love the clones. You get to see so many different facets of them and like just all the they they have so much personality for being the same guy. They all have
Yeah.
like different things and hopes and wants and loves and
Well,
loss.
see,
And
that's the thing. They are the same guy physically,
yes.
because that's the idea of a clone. You're not gonna be the same person up here. You're gonna be the
Well,
same person out here.
that's what they were trying to do though, is because they took Jango Fett for like his battle
The
prowess
yeah
alongside his physique. So, you know, he's like a strong guy. Why not make him a super serum soldier, stronger guy with like, you
yeah
know, the inhibitor chip in his head so he can never ever disobey the order. Um, man, clones. Clones are fucking good. Do we have a picture of a clone that's not gonna make me cry? Let's no,
no
we don't.
no we
I
don't.
did not grab one that didn't make me cry.
I mean, we know what they look like.
Yeah,
They all look the same.
they do.
Um,
Uh,
so really for me, I mean, the clones were like cool enough. I didn't really get too into them until I think it was like season 5 of Clone Wars or
whoa.
season 6 because they finally, well, they just decided to like make a season about the clones. The
Yeah,
clones were always there, but then they were like, oh, let's just like focus on a team of them.
that's when they introduced the Bad Batch, right?
Yes, because then they also showed them uh like training together and like doing the
Yeah,
games and stuff they do and like where they live and all that stuff, and that's when you kind of really get into them because you normally just see them out in battle.
yeah, just walking around being clones.
And yeah, they're they're different, but you're never really like getting into them, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, once the Bad Batch showed up, then you got to see like where they live and like how they train and how some of them, even though they're the same person, they're not even good at it still.
Yeah,
Like it's all so different, you know.
it is so different. One thing that struck me is I don't even where do we start with clones? Um show me clone 99. I just want to look at his sweet face.
Okay, man. So in all the training and stuff, you do see this one. There's this guy called 99. He was
That's
like he was like a failed one
yeah.
that like I don't know that he came out like this because you know the whole thing is they age like super rapidly through childhood up to adulthood and then just like go normal.
Yeah, so I'm thinking with this clone, he's just been like around for like 40 years at his adult stage.
I think he was still kind of rapidly aging. But he's also got
Yeah,
like a humpback, so he's just a malformed clone. Like he
he
didn't
just
turn
came
out
out
right.
wrong.
And this is when I really got into clones because I was real pissed off that he's still these people. So he still has that want to prove himself and to be good, but he doesn't have the body for it.
Yeah.
And he is trying to find any reason to show his awesomeness. And he's a fucking janitor, so they all just be like, "Clean up my shit, 99. Fuck
How
you.
could you
Here's some gum
do
on the
that?
ground." Bleh.
Like,
Yeah, they're so mean to him, and it's you.
I know it's you. Like, this is going to be it could have been any of you.
You're
Like,
so into it.
I love them so much.
Oh
I
man,
just uh
no, clones are
clone.
cool, man. Like, I loved how they all came up with like their own name,
Yeah.
or coming up with just a simple hairdo change.
Yes. Or like they'll put a tattoo on and like this tattoo is my whole personality now.
Yeah, like I guess you don't think about it because I guess when you see like Attack of the Clones, the movie, they do seem just kind of like a robotic like
There's no
army
life to
unit.
them. Yeah, they're just like, we
Yeah,
are clones. We are here to fight. But
but you don't
these
really
guys,
think about they're eating lunch together every day,
yeah,
and
they're
you really think
training
they're gonna
and
be
having a good
like,
time.
well, I know what you're thinking because you're me, so I guess we have nothing to talk about. Like,
Right.
there's a whole like ecosystem to their personalities here,
And there's even like
and I
a little
love what he
tiny
did with this.
there's like a mini rebellion too within the clones. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
some that are, for the Empire or whatnot. I forget what that episode was about, but there was like a faction of clones that was bad.
Hmm.
And yeah, they're just working against their own troops. And it just like I think clones are like a really good look into humanity because it makes you think like there's the golden rule, like treat others as you want to be treated. But
Yeah.
obviously, like you're treating 99 like dog shit.
Yeah.
It is literally you.
Yeah.
It's just it really calls into attention like the way humanity operates and just like
Yeah.
how would you be as a clone?
That's actually a very awesome point because you know that's the whole idea of racism and stuff is that we're all
Yes.
still one people. we're
Yes.
we're all still humans, so now we're taking it to the literal aspect. This is you,
Yes.
and because he looks different, you're still going to be mean to him, and
Right.
it's you. It's
Yeah.
legitimately you, and you're
And
still rude you know
99 has this like moment where he has that whole episode where they need something done. Do you remember what it is that they're
so I think like that's the one you were talking about where there's like the bad sect of the people.
yeah, and like they're
Because
attacking each other, right?
yeah, so it's kind of like a mini civil war amongst
Yes.
them. And it's him, Fives is there trying to be good, and like
What?
all these other guys. I don't think Rex is part of this because he's out doing cool shit.
Doing Rex things.
um Rex might be the best clone, man.
Rex is the best clone.
Yeah, he's top notch.
He sure is.
um I fucking knew 99 was gonna do some stupid shit, but I still got upset when he did the stupid shit.
God, it's so hard to watch. Like he just wants to be useful. Like he knows he can't be good in battle. So
Yeah.
why not just like sacrifice your whole fucking life and body for the rest of your brethren who will never truly appreciate your sacrifice?
And the only people that do are about like those five of them.
Yes.
Those like five people grew to actually know him, and then they cared for him
Yeah.
because he dies. Sorry guys, he dies. It's
He
awful.
dies. It's brutal. It's
I
terrible and sad.
literally cried so bad.
I'm glad you cried because I did too.
um, I told you I knew he was gonna be stupid. And I was like, just don't though.
I
Like,
know. Like the
just don't be
second they
stupid.
introduced this motherfucker, I was like, he's gonna die horribly in the next 20 minutes, and he
Yep.
does.
Yeah, he like, I mean, he's got like the humpback. His legs don't work good, but he decides to run out to grab this thing that they need and get shot in the back like 30 fucking times.
So bad.
God, it was awful. And
Ugh.
then like Fives or someone on the team had gotten like a medal for like some service they did, and then they gave it to him
Yeah,
after he
don't remind
died.
me.
It was so
So
bad,
sad.
dude.
God.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was
like
so bad.
they they make you feel in this show. They make you feel for the clones. I
But
remember
see,
texting you as I was watching this show,
yeah.
like, I feel for clones.
But see,
Just
it
like,
took like 5 seasons for them to finally dig into them.
yes.
Cause like they all had like their personalities and it was cool, but then they were like, let's deep dive it. Let's like
Yeah.
look at it.
Let's like get a baseball bat with a filled with emotions and fucking hit your
And
piñata.
this was when it started for me, was like 99.
Yeah.
But
Um
then we go into fucking, I don't think this was in the last season. It might have been. I think it is the last season when they do the whole Fives thing. Hey man,
I
we're in
had to
clones. We got to do Five stuff.
I know. I had to stop watching for a couple days after the episode with Fives because so the whole thing is that like they all have the inhibitor chip in their head and uh Fives like learns about it somehow, right? And they go and like remove some of them in the laboratory. They do
So
some testing and shit.
so they're doing so they're in a battle,
Yeah,
and one of the clones, his chip malfunctions and he
right.
kills a Jedi right there.
Yeah.
Which, let me go back to just overall for Clone Wars to another note that I have. I'm not gonna go deep into Cad Bane right now,
Okay. Oh, we should have gotten a photo of Cad Bane too. Shit.
but I just wrote Cad Bane and his crew straight up killing people, and I wrote
Yeah.
straight up because there's like scenes in the show where they like put a gun to a person's head and just blow them away, and I was
Yes.
like, this was on Cartoon Network for the children, man. That's the first thing that drew me in because you know that I like a kid show with actual stakes.
Yes.
And I will say Clone Wars and Rebels have stakes.
Stakes are high.
This is not funny, haha, like everything will work out in the end shit. You will lose people, bad things will happen, they cannot be undone.
Yup.
This shit was real.
Shit was fucking
You
real.
had to be wary of where things could go, you know.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do that
So
with most kids shows. But
then with
yeah.
the inhibitor chips, they
Oh, so yeah, one of them freaked out, killed a Jedi Master, standing right fucking next to him. She like turns and goes, "What are you doing?" And he just blows her head off.
yeah, that was fucked up.
So they all jump on him, and then there's a whole like cover up thing. But so Fives is kind of like that. That's my brother.
Yeah.
I have to figure out what happened. So take us through all that shit now.
Yeah, so they kind of like they dig into everything and figure out the inhibitor chips and Fives is like the only one who is digging into the conspiracy and
Yeah,
he's gone full like yarn web and a cork board and everyone is like
yeah, dude.
everyone is unwilling to believe him because they're like why would the order do anything wrong? Why would the government have
Bad
anything but our best
intentions for
interest in
us.
mind? Yes.
Yeah.
So cut to this scene in a fucking warehouse and like the government is on to Fives and they're chasing him down. They're like, you're gonna die for your sins because
Yeah.
we can't hear you. Like we can't have you like spreading the truth to the other clones. And
Yeah, so Dooku and the lead scientist lady from whatever the planet is. I can't
yeah,
think of it.
the long neck asshole. I hate her.
Yeah. Um I mean, they know what's up, of course.
Yeah.
And so now
Show
they
me my
found
boy.
out,
Bring us the Fives photo.
man,
My boy.
my boy, my son.
It's
So,
so bad. Like, so they go into the warehouse and Rex is like trying to calm Fives down and trying to like rein him in and be like, I'll believe you if you just like explain it
yeah,
to
that part
me.
killed
And
me, man, cuz he's only dealt with people who are actively covering it up or
yeah,
people just tossing his opinion to the side. So he's like,
yeah,
I have to get I have to let you know my information.
yeah.
And Rex is doing the best that he can of like, I'm not lying about it. Are you gonna be okay?
No. I love him so much.
So like, so he finds out that there's this whole chip thing, and then he has the robot from Bad Batch actually perform surgery on him to remove
Yes.
his, because they're like, is it in all of us?
Yeah.
So they perform a surgery on Fives and pull his out, and they look at the two of them and find out, well, yours seems to be normal, but your friend that died, his is like
Corrupted as fuck.
nasty, like it's rotted.
Yeah.
So then they find like where they build them all and find out that every single like one of these clones in like the whole facility has one in there. So they're like, this clearly isn't everybody.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, how can you not go full yarn corkboard style? Like,
Yeah.
you just learn that you and everyone you've known's existence is tampered with.
Yeah, and he's like wondering, do I have free will? Like, what does the chip in my head actually do? What is it there for?
Yeah.
What can it do to me? Am I gonna go crazy and kill my friends like that guy in the battlefield? Like, it's just so much. And eventually the government does like hunt him down and kill him, as you can see in this horrible scene down here. Like, I was
Yeah.
fully not okay after this. I was full on ugly crying.
And he never even gets to tell him.
No, he doesn't.
Like, that pissed me off so much.
Yeah,
I was hoping like Rex would know,
I
so
know.
that at least he just knew. Because I know that in Bad Batch he knows about it because he's gotten his removed and got all the Bad Batches pulled out.
Right.
So, I'm looking at it from a little bit of future knowledge. So I was like, oh, this is how we found out and all that stuff, but not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, clones will make you feel, man. And Rex goes through so fucking much. Like
Oh, no shit, dude.
he has like the most hellish journey of a lifetime. Like his whole existence is plagued by all of his friends dying, and he's like in the middle of every single plot point essentially.
Or
Like
questioning
he's
if he's even doing what he should be doing.
yeah,
Like when he
so
meets the guy that has his family.
oh my god, yes, god, that was a fucked up episode. That made me so angry. So like there's a clone that is on another planet that has kind of like escaped the order, and he's like a free man. He's out there just living his best clone life. He's got like a Twi'lek wife and he's got a couple of kids, and
Yeah.
he just lives on a farm out out in the like middle of this desert planet. And I don't even remember the whole episode. It's been so long since I watched this show. I kind of want to
He
rewatch it
just
now that we're talking
he
about
just
it.
kind of tells Rex, you can be more than what you were made for.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, I don't really believe in the war. I just want to be happy with the time that
Yeah.
I can have. And Rex is like, but we can fight. So that's the
We were
thing.
built for this.
Rex is not a blind fighter. He doesn't do it just because
Yeah.
he's told. He does it because he can. And so I know that you're not into Marvel, but that's Captain America's thing. It's, I have the strength, I have the ability, I should help because I can.
Okay.
And that's like the Rex mindset. He's not
Yeah.
just like, no, I'm built for war. People tell me to fight, and I fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because that,
He's the
yeah, that show teaches him he could walk away. That he's not a mindless machine to do what he's told. He
yeah.
can choose to walk away if he wanted to.
Right.
But at the end of that one, he goes, I get you now,
Yeah.
but I can't do that. I have to know that my actions save my brothers, saves Five, saves these people that I care about now.
Right.
And actually, one of the big people that he thought about was Ahsoka. He
Yes.
was like, I
And
want her to be safe.
he is such a good friend to Ahsoka.
He loves that girl,
He
man.
loves her so much. When they first meet, he's like, "Who's this youngling?" Anakin's like, that's my Padawan."
Yeah.
And he doesn't respect her for a minute there.
I'm gonna
Like
say a
she's
couple
just some
seasons.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of grow to be, comrades in arms almost. And then like as their relationship develops, because he tells her at the very beginning, he's like, in my book, people who have more experience are the ones who should be in charge.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, like she is she's an experienced war general.
I guess I can go ahead and show
And
off one image then.
because
Uh,
so they they are going into battle, and I'm literally gonna cry about this because I cry every time I see this helmet. But Rex is like, "We painted our helmets to look like your face." How sweet is that?
um,
It's so sweet and touching, and I hate it, Robert.
like besides when 99 died, this was the closest I got to like. But see, for me, it
It's
was
so
because of
sad.
Ahsoka. It's not sad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful
it is
because
beautiful. Yeah,
he was
yeah.
so not with her, but he grew to
Ugh.
respect her so much. Her leaving the Jedi Order, because this is the last season, and this is maybe 4 episodes from the finale of the series. Like this is one of the last
Yeah,
things you see
yeah.
because this is the last time she sees Anakin as well.
Yes, and there's this whole insane battle that they go into, and at the end of it, like, there's all these fucking helmets strewn across the snow of people that fucking died because she commanded them into battle, and they've got
Yeah,
her face on them. So it's like she's
yeah,
seeing herself in them, and the fact that they're clones, it just kind of compounds on that idea, like
yeah,
we are all the same and we're all brothers, and everyone I love is dying in this war
yeah.
that we none of us want to fight because the Jedi Order is a piece of shit. Ugh, I knew I was gonna fucking cry at that helmet. Sorry.
Oh my god, that part was really cool though. I did enjoy that, but for me, it was more the idea of what that little girl meant to all these people.
Yeah,
Like
like
this girl literally changed so many people's lives by the strength of her convictions of things.
yes,
And it just meant that much to him. I love that. And that battle you're talking about, I actually made Taylor watch it.
it's a it's an insane battle. It's
Cause like,
so
yeah,
well
they're like
done.
flying into the planet, and
Yeah,
Ahsoka's jumping like from like spaceship to spaceship,
I
like
know.
kicking
She's like,
people out of fucking planes and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is
I
happening?
know. Like, so all the clones are fucking paratrooping out of this
God.
spaceship, and she's like, I don't need a parachute, and just leaps, just
I know,
bare
she's
ass
like,
leaps out
race you to
into
the
space.
bottom.
God. Oh my god. Oh, it's
That
so fucked up.
that scene is intense. It is so one of the things that I think Star Wars does that nothing else has ever done so good is battles.
Yeah.
Dude, when a battle is happening in Star Wars, you literally just like edge of your seat sit for like
Yes.
the
It's
way they
just
mix the music and the pacing of just what is happening. All Star Wars battles are just next level.
I mean, like ship battles, ground battles, lightsaber battles, every kind of battle that they
It's
have.
good.
It's fucking good.
Yeah.
And the score that they do for them is it's like you said, next level. Like
It's
it's
it's electric when you watch
yes.
a Star Wars battle. Like every movie I've ever watched. I remember going to see Force Awakens in the theater when it first came out.
Yeah.
And there's a battle like in the middle. I think it's during the whole like traitor thing or something. Um when like Poe comes in and just like the way they're doing stuff just I like remember going there's nothing like a Star Wars like battle scene. There's nothing
they
like it.
they know what they're doing. They choreograph it so good.
Excuse me. Star Wars battle scenes unrivaled. Can't beat
Yeah.
them.
Okay,
Are
have we
are you done with clones?
I think I'm done with clones. Have we
I'm not quite
exhausted
done
our
with clones.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna skip into Rebels like a little bit.
Okay.
Told you, man. Clones are like the one thing that kind of kept me going besides Ahsoka for Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But it was in like season 5 when it happened. The fact that Rex is in Rebels and he's still just as fucking badass as an old ass gray haired dude. I was like, Rex is the fucking bomb, dude.
He is the shit. I love him.
He is so next level
Yeah.
as a character. And when him and Ahsoka meet after she's like grown up some and now he's this old man, I did cry a little bit.
Yeah. Because when they meet, he's like, "You grew up," and she was like, "I had to sometime."
Yeah, because this is the last time they saw each other before that.
I know.
Like, all their lives, like, split so greatly, but yet they always converge and come back together. And
Because
that's
the Force
beautiful.
wants it to be.
It's beautiful, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So, um, does that mean we're swapping just straight to Rebels now?
I think let's go into some Rebel talk.
Because
Yeah.
we kind of, I think we kind of hit Clone Wars, because Clone Wars is all about us, all about Ahsoka, the
Yeah.
clones, and Anakin finally making the switch to the dark side. Because,
Yes.
like, in this battle, basically, Episode 3 is happening concurrently to these last few shows.
Right.
Because, oh, yeah, so when they go off to this battle, excuse me, so the end of the show is the beginning of Episode 3, where him and Obi-Wan are fighting at the
Yeah.
beginning of that movie.
Yeah,
That's the
like in the
battle he's
volcano
going
or
to
whatever.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then between the next few shows, the whole Chancellor thing and him becoming Darth Vader happen, him killing the younglings and all that shit. It's
Yeah.
like these last 4 shows are like the first half of that movie, probably.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't even know where I was going with that. But can I say one thing about Clone Wars versus Rebels?
Yes.
Because you brought it up to me. Animation style.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know how to word this right.
Okay.
I do prefer the animation in Rebels
Okay.
for its fluidity,
All right.
but for detail, Clone Wars 100%.
Yeah.
So Clone Wars was actually a 30 frame per second show, and
Okay.
Rebels was a 60 frames per second show. So it is much
Huh.
more fluid. The colors pop way more, but to get that level of fluidity, they like it's been said, oh well, we had to downgrade the detail because it couldn't render that way then.
Interesting. Okay.
So they actively made it look worse to look better
So weird.
because there's like I didn't see the difference until C3PO showed up. And he looked like absolute dog shit in Rebels. And then Yoda looked
Yeah.
like absolute dog shit in Rebels.
Oh my god. Yeah. I like both animation styles. I like Clone Wars way more, especially
Yes.
like end game Clone Wars, because at the beginning, Clone Wars
Well,
animation
yeah.
style way different than how it ended up. I think the way it ended up is really, really
Well,
good.
so you got to
And
think about that though. This episode here came out after all of Rebels had aired.
yeah,
So I mean, of course this was better towards the end because it was 5 years better technology by then.
right.
Like the last season of Clone Wars happened after all of Rebels had aired and been off the air for like 2-3 years.
Yeah. I
So
mean, they are just different animation styles, and
Clone
uh
Clone Wars has a better look overall.
yeah, for
100%.
sure. Can we talk about the skinny sabers?
I was about to say another thing, Clone Wars lightsabers, best lightsaber that exists.
They're very nice.
Rebels lightsabers, worst lightsaber that exists.
They're like toothpicks.
I hate their lightsabers in Rebels so much.
Yeah, so I mean, go back to
Actually,
the picture we have of just Ahsoka and the fire. You can see, yeah, she's
yeah,
holding
so
those
yeah.
are Clone Wars lightsabers. And then go to Ahsoka fighting Darth
Well,
Vader.
plus when they fight, they fucking bend and curve and shit. So it's like
Yeah.
they fucking slap into each other.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
fucking
cool.
awesome. And then
I
you
mean,
get these. Look at them.
these little skinny sabers, they do look cool in motion, but
I don't
when
know.
when you see them just still like this, it just looks like they're holding a laser pointer. It
I
doesn't
don't.
look.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's definitely like a stylistic choice that they made,
Yeah,
and they stuck with it. So
lightsabers need to be thick.
yeah, I need a thick boy. I like
A
the
thick,
girth.
girthy lightsaber.
Oh man. Okay, so where do we start with Rebels? You want to just pop up that picture of the cast I grabbed?
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. Look at these guys. Look at them.
Okay, so I was told by you that you would die for any of these people.
I would die for
I do not feel this way.
5 of these 6. 4 of these 6.
Maybe we feel the
3?
same then.
I
Maybe
don't
we feel
know.
the same because there's like a
So
few that I care about a lot.
I I have them in tiers. So like
Okay, so give us top tier. Who's the A-listers?
that is Kanan and
Zeb.
Sabine.
Okay,
And then
sure.
we have Zeb and Hera. And
Okay.
then all the way down here, we have Ezra. And then even worse down all the way below him, we got Chopper.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even include Chopper because he's just a
Mhm.
droid, but
Just a
um
droid. Watch your mouth.
okay, so it's Zeb and Kanan up top for me.
Okay.
Hera is definitely next. I love her to death.
She's really cool.
And then Ezra and Sabine can get the fuck out of here. I do like how he just gave up on her as a love interest.
Oh, yeah.
Cause
I mean,
like
there was,
season one, he's like, "Ooh, I like this girl with the different colored hair," and by the end of it, he's like, "Get to work, leave me
yeah.
alone."
They started out as like a, ooh, maybe a little bit of a flame happening. And then they end up just as like siblings, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, and then Chopper. So let's see, Kanan and Sabine. Chopper.
Chopper annoys the shit out of me. I can't
Love
stand.
Chopper, dude. He's the best. He's such a sass bot, dude.
He really is. Like
Yeah.
the first season, I I always love Star Wars droids. Like you know me, I love a droid.
Yeah.
And the first season of Rebels, I was like, Chopper fucking sucks. But I
No,
mean,
I
I
love
grew
him.
to kind of like him. I can't say that I grew to love him.
It's because he is so capable. Like, they give him the fleshed out feelings that R2D2 should have.
Yeah.
Like, he is a emotional R2D2.
Okay.
R2D2 never gets to really express his emotions. We just know
Mm,
that he has feelings.
I mean, I think R2D2 is pretty expressive. He does a lot of screaming, a lot of beeping.
Well, yeah, but like that's it though. But like there's never like in I mean this show they straight up go, "Oh yeah, he doesn't like being on this planet because this is where his whole team had died and he feels
Oh
at
yeah.
at at fault for all this." And then him getting his fucking best friend, dude.
That was a
His
good
best
episode.
friend, dude. I wanted that robot to die because he was bad, but then he became good, and I was like, if he fucking dies, I will hate the show. And he died, but then they brought him back immediately after, and I was happy. So that's like
Yeah.
AP9 or something.
Yeah, I forget, but yeah, that was a good episode.
He's phenomenal. Like letting these two droids become friend droids.
Androids.
That's when Chopper like really took top seed for me.
Okay.
Cause oh, see, I'm mixing that up with Clone Wars. Clone Wars. One of my big down parts was there was a frog leading a mission, and that
Okay.
that whole it was like 6 shows of him and R2D2 doing some mission, and I was like, if this show
Oh
does not
yeah.
pick back up,
Oh my god.
that shit sucked. But like Chopper was always he was always snarky,
Yeah.
and it felt like he wouldn't do the right thing, but he always did the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Chopper's okay. I mean,
Which I
like I
feel with
said,
Chopper because I'm kind of like I hate you guys, but then I'll like do it though.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel Chopper. Okay.
Yeah, you identify with Chopper.
Plus, the moment I really liked him, I wanted to show you guys, but did you know Disney Plus online
Oh my god.
blanks the screen out if you try to like stream it or show it somewhere? Because I'm trying to show Kelsey the scene that I mean, just her, not trying to record it, and it was like blacked out for her.
It was so wild. Like in OBS, which is where we're sharing the screen, it
Yeah,
was just a blank screen. And Robert's like, "Look, here's the show." And I'm like, "I see black."
yeah. I could pull it up on my phone, but there's a scene where Hera tells Ezra he needs to get on scrubbing duty, and Chopper has like a bobblehead kind of, and as he goes to like right away, he just goes and actively laughs at him. And I was like, this is the coolest robot I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's sassy. He's got that going
He's
for him.
right up there with K2SO, I think.
Oh, okay, 2SO.
Like K2SO is one of my top tier dudes too.
He's a good droid.
Him and Chopper like side by side. I love those
Okay.
two because they're just a robot that has a lot of feeling.
A lot of
Our
sass.
R2D2 has a lot of action. He's always
Yeah.
saving the day, but he's never feeling.
Okay. I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. And C3PO bottom. He's the worst.
He's okay.
Like he's okay. So yeah.
um So I really wanted you to care about Sabine by the end of the show,
I
and I
don't at
don't think you
all.
care about her as much as I want you to, because she goes on this whole journey. Like, she is Mandalorian, and I love her
Yeah.
outfit. First of all, like, tell me you at least love her character design, right?
Oh, I like her hair.
Her hair is
How it
great. Her
changes
whole
all the time.
armor is amazing. I love the way that she paints all over her
No.
helmet and
Yeah.
shit.
The thing that I like about her is how she's always tagging shit and making
Yeah.
it look better. Like
Yes.
they surprisingly capture way too many Empire star like they get starships at the wazoo and just like
They steal
straight up
ships
steal them.
all the time.
Yeah, because they're like, "Where's that Tie Fighter we have on like
Just on deck
on
somewhere.
like retainer somewhere?"
Yeah.
And it turns out she's like pimped it out in like yellow and red and stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that shit cracked me up.
Yeah. So I like Sabine a lot. Watching her journey of, like, the thing about all these characters for me is that they each go through, like, their own kind of turmoil, and they're always, almost always, up against somebody else in the group, like,
Yeah,
just trying to, like, work out their shit. And so Sabine is really trying to, like, work out her backstory, I guess, because she was recruited by the Empire and made this, like, super weapon that essentially was made to destroy her own planet.
yeah,
And it really, like, they dig down really deep into her character, and she has to go through, like, a whole self-realization of, like, I don't, like, she thinks she's not good enough for anything, and she just feels that she's not worthy of being the heir to Mandalore, which she
yeah.
is.
But she
And
doesn't become that though.
she doesn't, but she does, like, work through her shit enough to, like, go back home and be able to, like, wield the saber and be able to, like, relinquish it to whoever ends up getting it. Was it Bo-Katan that ends up with the
Yeah.
saber?
So Satine that we discussed from Clone Wars, her sister
Yes.
winds up ruling Mandalore, which is I did enjoy that. That was dope
Right.
because
Yeah.
her sister was awesome.
I love Bo-Katan. She plays a big role in The Mandalorian as well.
Well, I
Um,
didn't finish season 2, so I guess I'll find that out then. And now I'll care. So,
yeah, the actress who voiced Bo-Katan in this actually plays Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian.
ooh,
It's
very
great. She
cool.
looks just like her, so I was like,
Oh, good.
fucking perfect.
Okay.
Um, and speaking of voices, don't you love Hera's voice?
Yes,
I love her voice.
but I also just love Hera altogether. I'm trying to think. She may be one of the only ones that made me cry.
Oh, okay.
Um, I mean, do we want to get into like that stuff, or you want to keep going about Sabine, and we'll hit each
Uh,
character later?
I think that we've probably talked enough about Sabine since you didn't, like, jive with her as much. Like, I really like Sabine just as a character as a whole. I think she is the complete package. I loved seeing her growth story. I loved seeing
Yeah,
her come into her own and, like, become a confident young woman essentially.
I think she was probably the most capable out of everybody because she's like the
Yeah.
weapons specialist, and
Yes.
she was, I think, the only one that was involved in every mission
Yeah, she's a
because
Swiss
she's
Army knife,
like,
dude. She's
yeah, she's
great.
like the go-to.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was really gonna get into her because she's starting to try to find her parents or whatever,
Mhm.
and the Empire uses the weapon she created, and I thought that she literally saw her creation like burn her mom to death,
Yeah.
and then her mom's just like, "I'm over here, hey," and I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh well, done.
they did do a big fake out there, and it would have been way more impactful had they
Give
actually.
me the stakes. You know, I need the stakes."
Yeah, if they
See,
had, like, actually killed her off, it would have been really fucked up, but
that's why Ezra is a little bit above Sabine for me because he had the
yeah,
stakes.
yeah.
Like he spent, I mean, because he's kind of the worst character.
Ezra,
Yeah, he's just
he's
not.
annoying as fuck.
he's not likable, I think is the
No.
thing.
Yeah.
He's a good character. I mean, he has a fucking lightsaber with a blaster built into it,
Yeah.
which should make him way cooler than he is.
I know. How could you not like that lightsaber? It's so fucking cool.
But he's
But like
not.
he's not. Yeah, he's very annoying. And
Yeah.
I think he's just designed to be kind of the foil for Kanan. Like
But yeah, he is.
Ezra is essentially he's basically Anakin. Like he's just a younger
Oh, and see, I don't like
version.
him, so
Yeah, see that I think that's why. It's like he
yeah.
mirrors Anakin in such a way that
Yeah,
like
he does.
Ezra is just the shitty little kid who thinks he knows better and doesn't want to listen to authority. Like that's his whole shtick, and he keeps with that for almost the entirety of the whole show.
Like,
Like,
I finally got to like him in the last season. Because
okay,
that's when
yeah,
he kind of quit. Because, like, the first 2 seasons, he is just shit kid.
yeah,
Then he shaves his head
yeah,
and becomes starting to get good, but he's still using, uh, like, a Sith, holocron to learn
yeah.
secrets. And so
That
he's,
was
like,
like,
on, like, a bad
ooh,
edge.
that was a really interesting like plot story for me because the holocron came from Darth Maul, right?
Yes.
So should we talk about Darth Maul for a little bit? Because man, we haven't touched on him nearly enough.
I think I might want to end with him.
Okay,
Let me let me round up this group first, because Darth Maul
yeah.
is just he's what makes both shows to
Oh,
me.
oh yeah,
Like, he's the reason these shows are good.
yes.
Um, all right, Ezra, you suck. Loath cats and all that shit, you're dumb.
I thought he was interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't like feel for his character.
Okay. Let's just hit Hera. I'll tell you why
Okay.
I cried. Why do you think I cried?
Was it about her Calicori?
No, I really
Okay.
didn't care about the Calicori thing, because like she was kind of like, I can live without that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And even when she finally gets it, she's just like, I have that now. Like, she didn't even feel anything when she got it back. You know.
She does. They have
Well, I
that
mean,
whole thing
she
where she like
does, but
at the end she puts a little tribute on the Calicori. It was really sweet.
yeah, but that was more for a different reason
Yeah.
rather than the Calicori itself. You know.
Yeah. Because she doesn't like her family is the thing. She's
Yeah.
constantly trying to run from what she came from. She wants to be a pilot, and her family is like, we are diplomats and we are government. And she's like, no, I am fighter pilot, and I
Well,
am against everything you stand for.
her dad is definitely not a diplomat. He is
What's her
all
dad?
about. Her dad's the orange Twi'lek dude that was like, I must blow up this ship to prove
Oh
that we're
yeah.
against the Empire. Like,
Right.
he's all about making shows and stuff. But he treats her. It's a whole Finding Nemo thing. He's
Yeah.
like, you're my daughter. You're not capable of doing things.
Yeah.
And so she finally proves that she can, and it wins his like approval, which was cool. But for me, because she's in Clone Wars as a
Yes.
tiny child,
Yes.
and so she's in this now. And what made me cry was she's, like you said, I've always wanted to be the captain and all this stuff, and she does some mission that like goes very well, and like the leader of the like the whole rebellion makes her a captain.
Yeah.
And when he's like, you know what, whatever you say, captain, and like she gets that promotion, earned her place, I fucking cried, dude.
Oh.
Like, that was a huge payoff for somebody that had been working for it for so long.
Her whole life has been dedicated to that cause.
Whereas I think like with Sabine, if she wound up being the leader, if she wound up overcoming what she was trying to work through and then became like the leader and the force for everybody else, I might have cared for her more, but she just still passed it off to somebody else.
Yeah, but I think for Sabine, like, so for Hera, like, she needed the control. She needed to be like, I am the one
Yeah.
who achieved my destiny. Whereas Sabine wanted to be the person who, like,
She just
I
wanted to be
know.
okay in her skin.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, she wanted to
Yeah.
know, like, I can do this if I want to, but I don't want to, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Because I don't want to fucking lead a whole planet, man.
Yeah, fuck that. Like,
I
that's where
feel
I
her.
identify with Sabine.
Yeah.
Like, I just think I saw a lot of myself in Sabine.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm, I think I'm going to save best for last.
yeah,
So let's go Zeb.
yeah,
The thing for Zeb for me was how much he hated Ezra in like the first 2 seasons. And I wound up crying about him towards the end of the show
okay.
because something happened with Ezra, and it was like, fuck, you've never seen Marvel movie shit.
There was I know what you're talking about, I think. So there's like a scene where I think Ezra, his somebody from his family dies, or he's unable to like save somebody, and somebody
Yeah,
dies because of what he did, and Zeb just basically like silently takes him into a big hug,
yeah.
and man, that's emotional.
And then there was a scene where like he didn't come back from somewhere, and Zeb's like,
Yeah,
"Where's Ezra?" He's like, "No, where's he? I love this kid now." Like
yeah,
he fully grows to love. He grows to love that kid so much,
yeah,
and all of them. I feel like he was still kind of like on the outskirts with everybody in the group.
yeah.
These people
I'm
become a legit family by the end of the
They
show.
do. So it's so much like Fast and the Furious, I
Oh my
feel.
god, a little bit.
Like, so I mean, they're always talking about like this is family, this is our crew and all that, but
Yeah,
they really do have each other's backs, and it's so good to see. Like they fight all the fucking time. They're the most
yeah,
dysfunctional
dude.
family. My God, Hera's basically like the mom of the group, and everybody is just against her all the time, and they're against each other, and nobody gets along. And
Yeah,
they can't agree on anything except for that they love each other and they would kill for
yeah.
each other.
When Zeb took his people to like their new planet,
Take the people to the promised land.
that's the moment that I was like, I'm into this guy.
Yes.
That and when him. So you said, why don't you care for the bad guys, right?
Hmm.
There's one bad guy that I did care about.
Oh, okay.
That would be Callus,
Oh my God, he was such an interesting
who
character.
is the guy who was a villain and then becomes like a rebel leader
Yeah.
because of Zeb. There's
Yes.
that moment where they crash in the like ice planet, and that whole episode had me riveted the whole time.
Oh,
Like, they still aren't even like really good friends by the end of it, but it
yeah.
started
They're
planting the seeds in Callus of maybe I am on the wrong side.
Yes, that whole episode where they're like stranded on the ice planet and Callus's leg is like fucked up and
Yeah,
broken, and Zeb just kind of has to like
like
keep
take
him
care of him.
alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a good episode. It's real
that was one
like
of the best ones.
yeah.
So Zeb is, I mean, he's great. Plus, he's also one of the other more capable dudes.
Yeah,
He's always good to take care of shit.
for sure.
I don't know, man. I think Kanan's the top man,
He
and I
is
did not like him for a long
dude,
time.
watching him in the first few episodes, like maybe even the first whole season, he's just like he doesn't want a Padawan. He doesn't want the responsibility of having like some shitty kid to
Yeah,
take care of. He doesn't want to teach anybody. He just wants to think about himself. He just wants to
yeah.
live his own life, be Hera's butt buddy, and just,
So before we get more into them, were you at all surprised that they became an item?
no.
The world seems to
Well,
have been surprised.
I I wasn't okay. Let's talk about that later, I think.
Okay. But no,
So,
I just wanted to know if you clearly saw in like the first season, they're just like
like, yeah,
caressing each other and like
yeah.
she straight up calls them dear at one point. Like,
They're the mom and dad of the ship. Of course they're going to get together, right?
okay, well I always thought they were together, but just never
Yes.
like indulged.
I think that for a long time like they were like off and on again, but they weren't telling the rest of the team. Like
Yeah.
maybe they were having a little fun in the closet on the side or something, but nobody else knew about it, or at
Okay.
least they
Okay.
thought that nobody else knew about it.
Okay.
I have a lot of headcanon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have a lot of fanfics. So yeah, Kanan is. Well, I mean, he was a little Obi-Wan-ish for me.
Yes. So I don't remember if this is in Rebels or not, but do you get to know about like why he doesn't want a Padawan?
No.
So basically, um a Padawan to somebody, and like he's about Kanan's age when Order 66, or about Ezra's age
Ezra's
when
age.
Order
Yeah.
66 happens, and his his master gets killed like right in front of him, and
Yeah.
he's on the run and just kind of lives on the go for years, and that's his only experience with the Jedi Order, is like knowing that he was going to be a part of it. Like he's force sensitive, of course, and
Yeah.
he's training to be a Jedi, and he sees his master just like absolutely brutally killed by the clones in front of him, and
Yeah.
then has to live on the lam for forever. And so he's like, I don't want to have any kind of master Padawan attachments ever again.
Because this
That
could
was
happen
horrible.
to my Padawan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he lives in fear of that. And yeah, so seeing seeing him be kind of like the I don't want a Padawan thing, he's almost kind of Ahsoka-ish to me.
Yeah.
So it's almost like watching us see Ahsoka as the master and Anakin as the Padawan.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
watching him and Ezra like constantly butt heads,
Yeah.
like they never ever get along. And
Pretty much.
he's always the thorn in his side. He never listens to what Kanan tells him to do. He's just kind of a piece of shit all the time to him. And
Yeah.
Kanan has to be the one to be like, all right, I do have to be a teacher because if I don't be a teacher, you're gonna like talk to your Sith holocron and go be the next
Oh my
Dark
god.
Lord.
Yeah.
So we have to just like crush him down and be like, you're going to be a Jedi, and here's like all the training that I can offer you. And he eventually does become a really good Jedi Master to him.
It's kind of like siblings like that lose a parent early on in life, and there's like your
Yeah,
older sibling that kind of has to step into the role even though they're not ready for it. I
yeah,
I think that's kind of how it felt between him and Ezra. Kanan was not mature enough to be that person,
yeah,
but he had to be to make sure that Ezra would be safe.
totally.
And he finally gets there. Granted, he has to go blind first,
Oh my god.
which we talk about stakes. That I was legit like, is he really gonna be fucking blind now?
Yeah, he's fucking blind
And
now.
he's fucking blind now, and it made him the coolest dude of all time.
Yeah, I love Blind Kanan. He wears that like cool ass helmet.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
so
that
neat,
helmet.
dude.
So good. Uh,
Like, he became one of the coolest Jedi's I think that's ever been around. Like
yeah.
he grew to really accept to trust the Force and shit,
Yes.
literally, because that's how he saw in life.
Right.
Like he goes full blown daredevil, like is blind but can like sense everything around him.
Yeah, like he had to lose everything in order to trust in the Force and,
Yeah,
become one with it.
yeah. He
Ugh.
is he's a fucking he's something to look up to, man. I really love Kanan.
He is an absolute legend.
So actually, I guess before this show came out, they already did a comic book on him.
Oh, really?
And I remember when that comic book came out because that's when I was buying comics at the
Okay.
time. And so there's a whole Kanan like comic book about him being a kid
Uh,
on the run and shit. And I
what?
have never wanted to read it. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
fucking
god.
read that shit now.
Yeah, I want
Like
that.
I want to intake Kanan all day long.
Isn't he just the fucking best?
I
Ugh.
love him, dude. He's the coolest part of the show now.
Okay. Do we have to talk about
A
the
little,
sad part?
just a little.
Okay.
So I didn't even really think it was gonna happen though.
No.
But then it totally happened.
Yeah.
So we got to get into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Um, he finally gets a cool haircut
Finally gets a cool fucking haircut.
and then ruins it by
he
exploding.
he does the coolest shit. He like breaks Hera out of like Hera's been captured by Thrawn, who we haven't talked about at all. Thrawn is incredible, right?
He
Can
is
we just say
a
Thrawn?
menace, dude.
He is one of the best villains. No, he's the best villain that Star Wars has ever written. I
It's
think he's so
because
strong.
of his just matter of fact, like,
Yes.
I'm gonna win this.
Yes, his
I'm
cold,
smarter.
calculating demeanor. I eat that shit up. It's so
He
good.
is, he's kind of terrifying.
He's absolutely terrifying. You don't get to see any other Chiss
Yeah,
either. He's a Chiss dude, but like those red eyes. Oh,
but he is also so
sexy as
capable.
fuck.
No. Uh, dude, like he's so chill, always like hands behind his back, like
Yeah.
a stoic dude, but like he'll fuck your shit up in a fight.
Yeah, like
He's a force.
that there's a scene. I'm gonna be thirsty real quick. There's a
Okay.
scene of him like just in this like tank top and he's like fucking beaten up on something or other. And I was like, those blue shoulders are doing
Oh
something
my
to me.
god. Them blue shoulders.
God. Yeah, I love him as a character. I think he's so cool to watch. He's so
He
like
pissed me off so much because he's so smart.
He's always, like, 6 steps ahead of where you think he is.
God, it would like Callus did this whole like framing of another person to like make
Yes.
them fall off that he was the rebel
God.
spy, and Thrawn
Yeah.
saw through the whole fucking thing.
The entire thing. Oh my god.
That
I
pissed me off so much. I was like, this smart motherfucker, dude. He did
I
it.
think I've always been not always, I've been, like, trying to, cast in my brain who I would want in a movie for Thrawn because I he is going to be I'm speaking it into existence, he's going to be in Ahsoka, he's going to be in that show. There's
Okay.
no way he's fucking not. Because I think Ahsoka is going to be about, like, uh what happens at the end of Rebels, where they're like, we have to search now, and they go off and they like look for. I think they're looking for Ahsoka, right?
No, they're looking for Ezra because he
Looking for Ezra, yes, because he
disappeared
like,
with the whales.
yeah.
Sorry guys, that's the show, man. I'm just saying.
That's actually exactly what happened.
That's legit what
So
happened. So,
yeah, I think Thrawn is going to show up in that show, and I
okay.
think I think that's going to be where Ahsoka goes. But
Yeah, cuz I do
anyway,
not think he died, so
no, he didn't. He just like
yeah.
disappeared into space. I want to cast Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's got that alien look about him. He's got the calm, cool demeanor.
See, I was sitting on Tom Hiddleston a bit.
Ooh, that would be good too.
But I like that we picked two very skinny dudes and we need kind
Yeah.
of a buffer dude. But
Yeah.
but there's no buff dudes out there that are that cool. You know what I mean?
Channing Tatum could do it, but he might be too buff.
Eh, yeah, I do like Channing Tatum though.
Yeah, all
He
right.
could do it.
Okay.
So yeah,
So,
Thrawn is like we went from like Darth Vader potentially being the bad guy of this show
yeah,
to just Thrawn.
just Thrawn.
So I had been trying to watch some like background stuff about Star Wars and stuff, and I guess he was big from some novels
Yes. So when
that
when
got
Thrawn showed up,
declassified.
yeah, when Thrawn showed up in the show, Richard was like about it because like the novels are Richard's shit. Like he eats those,
Okay,
and he is in love with Thrawn, and I am in love with Thrawn. And he just told me like a bunch of background
okay,
that he got from the novels, and I was like, he's even more interesting now. So I
yeah.
would like to read the novels, and the comic book
Well,
and
so I
everything.
guess take the three novels from before as fan fiction to give you your
Yeah.
blue shoulderness. But they have released a novel now that is canon stuff.
Okay.
So I guess like Disney put that one out. That was in the video thing that I watched.
Okay.
I
Yeah. Because
don't know if he has a comic. He actually might. Like the Star Wars comic scene is humongous.
yeah, and like you said, some of it is canon, some of it's not. Disney keeps like cutting stuff
Well,
out and
so
stitching stuff in.
it's like everything before they bought it.
Yeah.
Everything from before they bought it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But like all the comics that are out now are canon. Like like this Kanan one. There's a Darth Vader one that's like
Okay.
all that, and that was a pretty good comic. I read up to the first annual for that one, and it was pretty legit.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of fucking comics, so I'll have to share them with you.
Yeah.
But old Kanan here, man.
We're avoiding talking about it. We
So
can only stall for so long. Oh god.
he has to go save Hera because she finally got captured. Because like they've been like
Yes.
working on catching like the best pilot that the rebels have, which is
And they're
Hera, hands down, man.
yes, and they're torturing her ass for information. Like she is actively being tortured every day by
Yeah,
Thrawn. Oof.
and he like shaves his head. It's so fucking cool, dude.
He
And
goes into
he's like
battle
literally like climbing up buildings with like magnetic
with his
things
yeah.
and just like knowing where to go, man. He's so in tune with the force.
The force is guiding him. Like I feel like he woke up
Yeah,
that morning and the mission was in his head, like laid out A through Z, and he was
yeah,
like, "All right, this is it."
yep.
And so he goes and breaks her ass out of jail, and then they're going to escape this planet that they're on, and then the Empire like is onto them and is trying to recapture Hera, and
Let's not forego their whole confessing of their love because I want to talk about how she's still like drugged out from the torture stuff. and she's
Yes.
so loopy. It was
Oh my
the
god.
funniest, best moment of the whole show for me.
It was
He's
so
like he's
good.
like holding her up, and she's like, "You're a funny guy. You're funny." And he's like, "Dude, I'm about to jump out of a building that's like a million stories high, having to hold you and save you. Like, can you chill?"
Right.
And she's just like, "Your hair's nice and pretty." So,
I love Hera.
oh man, it was so good. They, oh yeah, because he's like, "All right, we're gonna escape on this ship," and she's like, "I'd rather use these like paper airplanes you guys got over here."
Yeah, they, like, fly in on these wild ass paper airplanes that who designed those?
Yeah,
Ezra? Sabine?
Sabine.
Yeah, it's no one of her crazy inventions.
Yeah,
So wild.
and she's like, "I want those," and he's like, "That's not fine. Let's just do that." So yeah, they're like confessing their love. Everything's great. They finally like kiss for the first time.
The first one that we see.
Well, yeah, because they definitely been kissing before.
Oh, they've been kissing.
Yeah. So they kiss for the first time, and yeah, like the whole group's like, oh, "I'm so shocked."
They're kissing? I think
And
they were
then
just shocked that they were doing it in public, perhaps.
yeah, because like all of us watching the show were like, I mean, yeah,
Fucking finally.
they've probably been doing that all the time. But then, so yeah, there's a Empire General lady that is like so desperate to like prove to Thrawn that
Oh,
she is good at her job
yeah.
that she sabotages the Empire's whole operation because they're like in the process of building the Death Star.
Yeah.
Like, uh, so fucking a little bit of a sidetrack. The fact that Hondo is in this so much, I love
Oh
him,
my
man.
god. I love Hondo. He's such a good
I
character.
love him, and he made me cry too, because
Oh,
he like meets Ezra and like things are like okay, but he has like this kind of affinity towards him. He just likes him.
yeah.
And at the end of the show, they were like, "Are you willing to do this mission?" And he goes, "I will do anything for that child." And I was like, "Oh,
Hondo's
you
so
pitiful
cool.
man, you're so nice." But yeah, like they destroy like one of the giant kyber crystals that like they're trying to
Yeah.
put in the Death Star and stuff. So like they're building it right now.
Yeah.
And Thrawn is building some kind of machine as well to try to
Right.
take them out. And so they're about to escape, and this lady general is so adamant to prove because everybody around Thrawn has been failing. Callus betrayed them. Another guy never seems to be able to capture them, and she's like, "I'm gonna fucking do this."
I'm gonna be the one. Thrawn will choose me.
So she's like, "Blow up our whole fuel depot.
Yeah.
We're literally gonna have no fuel to do anything that we're doing. We can't gas up our ships anymore. We can't do any of our projects. Blow the whole depot because we'll wipe out the whole rebel, all these people that have been causing trouble."
Yeah.
So they blow up that shit.
Okay, so they're getting on the ship to escape,
Yeah.
and Kanan is like kind of standing back, and Hera is like, "You have to come with me." And
Do you think he saw this in the Force beforehand?
yes, 100 billion%. He knew that if he got on the ship, they would not get away in time,
Yeah.
and he would be able to not stop it.
Yeah.
So the only solution that he has is to stand here and use the force as like a shield and push Hera back with his other hand.
Okay. So that was intense. Okay, dude.
Oh,
Okay, dude.
okay.
He's literally holding all that fire from an entire set of like I guess we'll just call it gasoline because I don't know what other
Yeah,
fuel it
like
is.
space gasoline tanks.
Let's just say that's full of straight up jet fuel, rocket
Yeah.
fuel, like highly explosive, flammable, combustible, whatever awful word you want to say. And he's holding both hands, like there we go, both hands.
Both hands.
Holding the like flames back, and Hera runs for him, and he does one-handed that, and one hand on her,
Yep.
holds
And
her
he
back,
pushes her ass back in the ship so that they can take off.
and
And
then releases the flames and pushes the ship with both hands, and then he just gets flamed from the back.
so sad.
And
Okay,
I
but like,
legit said, "There's no way he's fucking dead because that is
oh my
too much
god.
stakes." And then he's fucking dead.
So the the one thing that like gets me about this is that after he went blind, he always was
Okay.
sorry. After he went blind, he was always like, I wish I could see you to Hera.
Oh
And she
yeah.
was like, you can always see me. And then like in this like final seconds of his life, he turns around and looks at her, and his eyes have been white this whole time because he's fucking blind. They finally like clear up, and he gets to see her for like one last second,
I did
and it's so
not take that from
good.
this. Is that what happened?
Yeah, he gets the Force like grants him one last second of vision because it's what he wanted, you know.
I'm gonna have to rewatch
And
it because I did not see that.
yeah, it's incredible. He just gets like that one moment, and he like you can see the recognition in his eyes. He's like, I completed my mission for the
Yeah,
Force, and now they can live.
because that happens so fast. Like that scene happens within 20 seconds.
It's so quick.
So yeah, I might have to watch that again when we're done and see if I see that because I did
And
not
it's
pick up on that.
fucking unexpected. Like you don't think, like you said, the stakes are too high. You don't think that Kanan's gonna die here,
Not
and he
a main
fucking
character.
dies.
There's literally, what do we say? There's fucking 6 people. There's six
Yeah.
characters.
One of whom is a droid. So
No, there's 6 without the droid. No,
who's the
yeah,
sixth one?
never mind. I was like 3, but then I counted Hera twice.
Oh, I mean, she's good enough,
Well,
right?
yeah, because she's worth two people. She's fantastic.
Ugh.
But yeah, there's like 5 members of this family. And you killed a dad, man.
Killed the dad.
That's pretty intense.
And it wasn't even the final episode. It was like there was like 7 episodes left in the season. I was like, what are they gonna fucking do?
Yeah, because then we do the time loop thing. So we do the
Yes.
whole battle with
God.
Ahsoka here.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see it in this photo. Let me get the mouse out for you guys. This is like underneath this giant door. This is like a giant, like, let's say a dome that's closing around
Yeah.
them.
Like a
So
big
like,
pyramid.
yeah, so this is like a space you could walk out. You could walk out here, and this is closing around them.
Yeah.
And then you don't see Ahsoka again after it closes. Vader
Yeah.
comes out later, all fucked up.
Yeah. So we're, you know, kind of in limbo, like
Yeah.
wondering, did Ahsoka fucking die to this guy? Like what happened?
And this was the end of season 2, so you go a whole season with no mention of her, really.
Yeah.
And then at the end of season 4, so Kanan has died. And Ezra goes into some, like, Jedi temple thing and ends up in, like,
So cool.
space time.
Yeah, essentially.
And he can see Ahsoka in this moment.
Yeah.
And he pulls her out before she dies.
Yes.
And so he's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll be back.
Hold on.
And he runs and finds the moment of Kanan dying.
Yeah.
But Ahsoka's like, if you pull him out of that moment, like, you won't be here now.
Yeah, everybody fucking dies if you take him out.
Like, you'll break where you are right now. He knew what he was doing. You have to let it stick.
Yeah.
So, like, we could have even reversed it, but we'd have been worse off. So you have to, like, let him die again, which was stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to watch it happen again.
I know. But so Kanan, as we know him, dies. But
Yes.
Caleb Doom, his original being,
Name, yeah.
lives on in the Loth Wolves.
Well, yeah, because he had learned about the whole Force Ghost kind of thing
Yes.
at some point before all this fucking goes down.
Yeah, and like the whole series, you're watching Kanan be like haunted by this fucking wolf who just like stands in the shadows and goes doom.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is that about?
It was a
And
very
you learn
weird
that
time.
yeah, and then you eventually learn like that's his last name, Dume, not Doom.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kanan's like consciousness, his being
Yeah.
is basically transported into a wolf after he dies. And
Yeah.
he gets
Thus our wolves here.
yes, the wolves. I love these guys. They're so fucking cool. They're enormous. They're so big. I love them.
Yeah, that's not like an artistic choice. That's like
That's
to
how
scale.
big they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, Caleb ends up being this white wolf over here. And
Yeah.
he's able to kind of like guide Ezra still from beyond the afterlife, and
Yeah.
everyone is kind of able to get some resolution too, which is nice. Like Hera, she retrieves her Calicori, which is the like her family heirloom. Basically, it's this little statue that Twi'leks have where they each person from the family gets to put an ornament on it to signify like something that's really important to them.
Yeah.
And Hera does one that's a tribute to Kanan, which is really really sweet and
Yeah.
made me cry also. um who else grapples? So Ezra kind of like comes to terms with it and um ends up, what does he like do something with the holocron?
I don't think so.
I forget how Ezra copes, but like they all eventually just
He
kind of come to
pretty much
terms
just
with,
like gets more into the mission.
yeah,
He's like, I'm not gonna let him die for nothing,
right.
and just like gets it
So
done.
get it done.
Yeah.
So like everything is for Kanan, and God, like what a fucking character. Like he's one of
Like,
my favorite characters in Star
yeah,
Wars.
hands down. Like, the one thing I took from Rebels was him, like 100%.
Do you know who voices him?
Oh yeah, Freddie Prince Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yep. I
uh,
was watching it, just in preparation for this, right?
yeah.
And Taylor like kind of like walked through the room, and then she comes back and goes, "Is that Freddie Prince Jr.?" And I was like, "Well, yes, it is." She's like, "I thought that was
Man.
that beautiful man."
Okay.
So anyway, that's all the characters in Rebels.
Yes.
But we got to do a little bit of a mixture of Clone Wars in the show.
Yes.
We got to talk about. Well, first of all, that's Chopper. He's beautiful. I love
Sure.
him. Plus, he's got the little hands
He
and
does with
stuff.
those little hands. They're
He's
pretty
so cool.
cool.
Oh, when Kanan dies,
Uh-huh.
he goes up to Hera and takes one of those and holds her hand. It was beautiful, dude. You can't be mad at Chopper. He's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. One more thing about Clone Kanan. About not Clone Kanan, about Kanan.
Clone Chopper? Okay.
Clone Chopper. So yeah, at the very end of Rebels, it's revealed like they had a child. They had a whole baby together.
Oh, yeah.
So at some point they were fucking
Oh,
like
yeah.
they fucked at least once. And the little kid like grows up and it becomes a pilot with the same spirit of like Hera and Kanan together. He's like just the perfect mash of both of them. And
So,
he's
yeah, like, after this, like, final show, it does, like, a time jump of, like, a year?
a few
Or,
years
like,
because the
2
kid is
years.
like, I mean, several years
Oh,
because the
no,
kid's
it's
like
5
10.
years.
5 years?
Actually, yeah, it's, like, 5 years. So,
Yeah.
Ezra's been gone for fucking 5 years, and they finally decided to go look for his ass, like...
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so... That means they fucked before they even said I love you, man. That's wild.
Like I said, I think there's been some like closet
No,
shenanigans, you
yeah,
know. I don't know the
100%.
gestation period of Twi'leks or anything like that,
Well,
but you
yeah.
know,
So, he's still around us. It's beautiful.
it's beautiful.
But, you know what's not beautiful? I
I
mean,
think
he's
he's
kind
pretty
of
beautiful.
beautiful. I don't know. I know you probably know this, but you know that his voice is done by Starkiller
Sam
from
Witwer.
the video games.
I don't know who Starkiller is.
You never played The Force Unleashed?
No, I haven't played
So
any of the Star Wars video games aside from
you
KOTOR.
have to play The Force Unleashed because
Okay.
people consider those one of the most like important stories for Star Wars,
Oh, okay.
even though they wiped it out. So basically, I think you might like it because it could be seen as Vader trying to have an Ahsoka
Oh,
because it's Vader's Padawan.
okay.
Like Darth Vader gets a Padawan, and it is
Shit.
widely considered he's the strongest Jedi to have ever lived.
Fuck. Okay.
He pulls a Star Destroyer out of the sky.
Oh my god.
Like one of the levels in the game, there's like a spaceship and you have to stop it, and he literally pulls a starship from space and crashes it to a planet.
Fuck.
Starkiller's no fucking joke, dude. Those games were amazing.
Okay.
You might
Um.
want to play those. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's cool that they brought one of the strongest Jedis to exist from that game and kept him in the Star Wars fold and gave him to Darth Maul.
Yes, Sam Witwer is a fucking vocal genius. Have you ever
Yeah,
watched
dude.
a video of him voicing Darth Maul?
Yeah, it's insane to
He
see.
transforms, and it's so scary and so good.
Yeah.
I love him. He brings such life to this character. Like, I never gave two shits about Darth Maul before I started watching Clone Wars
Yeah, not
and
at all.
Rebel. I was just like, he's a spooky looking dude. He's got horns. He's black and red. He's very
Yeah.
edge lord.
He's
No,
he's the guy that gets cut in half. So fuck this guy.
right? Like, yeah, fuck him. Um, but alas, he lives and becomes half machine spider. And
So like, okay, dude. Um, when you meet him
ooh,
for like the first time and he's like insane in the membrane, dude,
so crazy.
with like weird spider leg shit happening,
Got the
like
legs.
it's a
And he's like
whole thing.
walking around and chanting, and it's just
Yeah.
very spooky.
Like the way he's introduced to how you see him the rest of the show is two different people.
Oh, completely. Yeah, like he has a whole
Oh, it's insane.
he yeah, so he's cut in half. He becomes half machine spider, like in a trash chute or
Something.
something,
Yeah.
and lives off of garbage for several years, decades, it's unclear.
Yeah.
And then eventually the Night Sisters, who are his species, they find him and they use force magic, their cool ass witchy force magic,
Yeah.
to like bring him back into being.
Yeah, they
And they
like
do this,
remove the insanity from his brain, which
yeah,
was
and
wild.
they remove the spider robot from his torso and give him real legs again.
Yeah.
Thank God. um I fucking love force magic, and I love how they portray it on Dathomir. I think it is so unique and so interesting and so cool, and I am really, really happy that they dove deeper into that
Yeah.
shit in these two shows because, my god, like, the mysticism, I love it.
Yeah. Like
Gives me life.
the thing for me was his brother. Like
Ooh,
he like calls him his brother, but it's just cuz they're the same species.
Savage Opress.
But Dooku like got Maul to like be his person,
Yeah.
but then he was so into his own shit that he like gets rid of him and goes, "I need another one of these guys though. Like this species is dope.
Yeah, love these guys with the little horns on their head. Fantastic.
So
Give me another one.
find me a cool one." And that whole arc was wild. They
Yeah.
like grab the biggest strongest ones, pit them against each other, killing
Oh,
themselves
it's
until
so
there's
fucked up.
one left,
Talk
and
about stakes.
they don't even pick that one. They picked that guy's little brother that wasn't even part of the whole thing,
Yeah,
just to like fuck with him, like to like
yeah.
break his spirit so deeply, and then they like create him into like the perfect like warrior dude. That dude was awesome.
He's jacked.
And so then him and Darth Maul kind of become a thing.
Yeah, they're kind of like Padawan master, but also
Yeah.
equals, but also not equals.
Yeah. And when the Emperor like shows up, fights them, and
Ugh.
kills his brother, dude.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about with stakes. Like they just kill people in
they
these
just
shows.
kill people. Like they do not hesitate.
No. And like they'll do it for some like hardcore reasons. Like he just wanted to break Darth Maul's spirit, so he's like, I'm gonna kill your brother in front of you so that you know,
Yes.
don't challenge me.
Right.
Don't fuck with me. So he kills his brother and then like holds him hostage to like use him for something later, which I don't really know what he ever did with him.
I forget.
Because then he just winds up taking over Mandalore
Right.
in Clone Wars, which you get to see the whole earning of the dark saber thing. Because
Yes, which is so cool.
yeah, he challenges the leader of Death Watch
Uh-huh.
to that fight and fucking beheads him with that shit.
God.
Darth Maul don't fuck around,
No,
man.
he don't.
And his whole reason for being is I must destroy Obi-Wan.
Yes. God.
That's all he cares about.
It's all he cares about.
And so you get to see that, and then the final like 2 episodes of Clone Wars is this battle between him and
Ooh.
Ahsoka,
Yeah.
because he's like trying to make Ahsoka his new. He's all about finding a Padawan.
He wants to be he wants to be a master so bad. Like he's
Yeah,
been stepped upon his whole life. He's like, now it's time for me to have the control, and he can't control anybody.
yeah. Every Padawan he gets never works out.
Yeah.
Because then he tries to make Ezra his Padawan throughout all of Rebels.
Yeah, he's
That
like
never fucking
grooming him the
works.
whole time, like talking to him through the holocron and stuff. And he's like, "We're
Yeah.
gonna be buddies, you and me. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be your master. You're gonna be my Padawan. And everything's gonna be good." Nope.
So I know that you were speaking very highly of this final battle with him and Ahsoka
Yeah.
because all of Clone Wars is animated,
Yes.
but then a special type of animation happens for this battle. It's
Yes.
motion capture animation.
It's so fucking cool. They actually get the guy who played Darth Maul
So
to do
like,
the shit.
yeah, dude. So I think his name's Ray Parker or something.
Ray. Oh, I had it in front of me a while ago. Ray something. Yeah.
Yeah, he played Toad in the original X-Men movie, by the way, as well.
Okay, I was thinking Toad from Mario. I was like, what?
No, wow, no, he's not that guy. So he is like a swordsman.
Yeah.
Like he is like really proficient with like lightsaber shit.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Can we just bring him back?" And he was like, "Yes, please."
Please do.
So he motion captured an entire battle for this final show.
So
And
good.
it's epic, dude.
It's amazing.
Like the ending of Clone Wars, those last 4 shows are literally edge of your seat shit.
Yeah, like you have to watch them all at once and
Yeah.
like just you can't get up.
And so that's Darth Maul losing yet again. He doesn't die,
Yeah, Ahsoka
but
basically gives him like a double middle finger and is like, I'm not gonna be your Padawan, I'm not gonna be anything for you.
and then he's just like and then he leaves. And then he shows up again in Rebels. He basically, so there's a Sith holocron and then there's like a
Yep.
Jedi holocron, and if you bring them together, you're basically granted any knowledge that you ask for.
Yes.
So Ezra's like he's a little interested in Maul because Maul seemed, because Kanan's super like, just do what I say,
Yeah.
and Maul's like, be you, bro. Like
Do what you wanna
I will
do.
just help you be you,
Yeah.
but I won't control you.
Right.
So he's like playing like the cool dad.
Yes.
And Ezra's like getting kind of into him, but he's secretly just using Ezra for information.
Yeah.
They bring the two holocrons together, which was a wild show.
Oh my god.
And
But
so
yeah.
you don't really know what question each of them are trying to find out from the knowledge base there. But like I already knew a little too much about the show. So as soon as like they find their knowledge and he just goes, "He's alive," and runs away, I
Yeah.
was like, he's just looking for Obi-Wan somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just keeps popping up solely to try to get Ezra to be his friend and to find Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And then we get to
The
like this
battle.
whole thing with him and Obi-Wan, man.
Yeah. So he has spent like his whole life on his mission, like hunting down Obi-Wan. He finally corners him on Tatooine. And we know as the audience that Obi-Wan is there like watching over,
Luke.
the future of the Force,
Yeah.
who's gonna bring balance to everything. And man, this battle, it's one of my favorite moments from the show. It's so brief, but so like poignant. And the music that they have for this battle
Yeah.
is beautiful. It's just
So
it's just good.
it's short, but
It's
very good.
very short. Like,
It's
okay,
packed with a lot of stuff in critical seconds.
yes, the entire scene of this battle, like beginning to end, is just over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the lightsaber duel itself is 3 whole hits.
Yeah. Like
That's it.
it's insane. Um, for so I watched a thing just talking about why it's so important.
Okay.
So in this photo, Obi-Wan is in his stance. This is his stance that he does all the time. It's always disappear and then like the double finger thing. He's he's always doing that.
'Cause he's looking at you.
But then so like he poses like that, then he changes it to a more classic pose, but then he changes to Qui-Gon's pose.
Yeah.
And he's it's all like a mind game to fuck with Darth Maul because Darth Maul killed Qui-Gon Jinn. So when he does his pose, Qui-Gon's like, "Well, of course I know how to defend that and beat
Yeah.
that. I've already done this." And it's to prove where Obi-Wan has grown and Darth Maul has stayed stagnant.
Yes.
Obi-Wan's going to give him that classic pose, but do it differently, where Darth Maul thinks I can just do the same thing and win
Right. Yeah.
and instantly loses.
Instantly. It is so fast and so sad. Like his death made me cry. Like it's you feel bad for him because he spent his whole life like for this moment, and
Yeah,
he's everything that he does in life he's failed at. Like Darth Maul has not
literally
succeeded
everything.
once. Literally everything he's failed at. And he gets to this moment and he's like so sure of himself he's gonna do it, and then he gets up there, like does the one hit, Obi-Wan defends, and then slashes him right down the center of his fucking face.
Yeah,
And oh, it's chilling. Uh, After that, he doesn't even like let him fall to the floor. Like they drop their lightsabers, and he catches him as he falls,
yeah,
and he just like holds him as he dies. And it's such a moment that like it. They could have been on the same side. You know, they
yeah,
want they kind of both want the same thing. They want the Force to be
they do.
right.
Yeah,
And in his dying moments, Darth Maul asks like, "Are you here to watch over the one that is going to bring balance?" And Obi-Wan just like confirms like, yeah.
yep,
And Darth Maul is like, may he avenge us both,
yeah,
which
and then
is
dies.
so good. It's fucking dies.
Like
What a series of last words.
that's that's the thing that got me. It's that he basically admits, I don't really hate you. I
Yeah.
just I just wish life was fair to the both of us.
Yeah.
And what you're doing now will lead to that, so I'm cool to lose. But thanks for letting me try one more time. Blech. And then dies, you know?
Yes.
I mean, he was just so consumed with hate and anger. He could have been a really good Jedi,
Yeah.
really, but being groomed by the dark side, having the dark side literally shit on him all the time.
All the time.
I mean, like the emperor killed his brother just to say, "You think you can be better than me?" And like
Yeah.
they're constantly just inflicting wound after emotional wound on this guy,
This
you know?
battle is really just like kind of the epitome of Star Wars because as we talked about before, Obi-Wan is just like the light side guy. He will do what
Yeah.
the light side says. He's going to follow word for word everything. Just going to be a Jedi and going to do it. Whereas Darth Maul is total
Yeah.
opposite. Like he's trying to live his own way, do his own thing on the dark side of the Force, and he's failing every step of the way. You have Golden Boy versus like prodigal shitbag,
Yeah.
basically. And in the end, the light wins out. But I mean, did they?
But also how different were the motives between the two of them? It's different
Exactly.
avenues kind of going for the same goal.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. Darth Maul was like my favorite thing about both these shows besides
Yes.
Ahsoka. Like
Yeah. Darth Maul was like primo shit.
his shit was good.
Yeah.
I loved everything he did. I loved where he went. I'm actually pretty sad that he's like dead,
I
you
know. I
know.
was really sad that they actually killed him off in this. I was like,
Yeah.
does he have to die? But there's unplumbed depths of media between then and now wherein
Well,
he's
yeah.
still living. So I
I
do
mean,
hope that we see more Darth Maul in canon someday. I think that Sam Witwer could play an amazing live action Maul.
I mean, all
Oh,
he did was chop his lightsaber in half. He didn't really like. I mean, he didn't like cut his face in half.
I mean, the lightsaber passed through him. Like he wasn't all gored up or anything, but
Well,
he
yeah,
he definitely like got him with
but
it.
I mean, like he's been chopped in half before.
Yeah,
Literally
he's been
lost like
chopped in
his
half
lower
half.
body. So
Yeah.
I was like, he could, he wasn't so hurt by the end of this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Maybe the Night Sisters will find his corpse on Tatooine and bring him back. We'll never know.
Well, probably not, because I think Jedi Fallen Order is also considered canon, and there's
Hmm.
only one Night Sister left.
Okay.
Because the Queen in Clone Wars and stuff, and then I think in Rebels, she was going to come back, and they stopped it, because there was the whole thing where they found, when they got the Darksaber back,
Yeah.
they found like this Night Sister burial site, and they were going to try to like
Yeah.
put their souls into live people and come back from the dead, but that got stopped.
Man.
So like they're
Night
still
Sisters are so fucked up.
gone. Yeah, they're dark.
I love them.
Like their whole shit is dark, man.
Yeah.
It's good though.
It's very good.
So I think this says a lot about just the conclusion of all of it. Standing
Yeah.
up for what was good. And like I love that this was the final thing you saw from Rebels. It was just a good like look at these people. Like you've been
Yeah.
on these journeys.
Yes.
They were good shows. I did like them.
I'm glad that you watched them and that you like them.
So, would you like to rate them though?
Can we even? I mean,
Clone Wars like a 9 for me. It's a good show.
yeah, I think
Rebels solid 7.
you liked Rebels less than Clone Wars?
Yes.
Oh man. I liked Rebels more than Clone Wars.
Rebels is good, but it felt a bit more of the serial stuff. Although it is one story,
Yeah.
it was full of like a lot of little moments that only mattered to that show.
Yeah.
Like it felt a bit more kid than Clone Wars did.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. I think I mean they're
Until
both
the end.
stand-up shows
Until
until
the
the
end.
end. Yes.
Like Rebels took off on that last season. They were just like, let's fucking do it.
And the last season they were like no holds barred, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love both these shows. I find it hard to stick a number on them. I if I had to give individual seasons a number, I think of course they each get better over time. Like
Oh yeah.
Clone Wars starts at like a 3 and ends up at like a fucking 10. And
Yeah.
then Rebels again starts at like a 4 and winds up at like an 11.
Really?
So
Rebels season 1 I did not care for.
I didn't dislike it as much as I disliked the first couple seasons of Clone Wars.
Yeah. Maybe
But I
because you
mean,
knew where it would grow to.
I think so, yeah.
You're like,
Um
I've been surprised before, so this could be
yeah.
good.
If you are for some reason watching this and you haven't watched either Rebels or Clone Wars, please watch them.
Yeah.
Give them a shot because I know we have like dunked on the first couple of seasons of each of them, but like the stories, the characters are completely worth it.
They
Like
go places.
they go
Hands down.
places and beyond.
Yeah.
They're fully worth a watch. I think that they are really, really good pieces of Star Wars media, just good pieces of
Yeah.
media in general.
Um I mean, they're definitely good companions to just overall Star Wars stuff.
Yes.
I honestly wouldn't I don't think I would have completed these shows without needing to watch them for this.
Yeah.
Like I'm just finding that there's things I'm just not into I guess what Star Wars does most of the time. It's like even like Mandalorian. I know we're not talking about Mandalorian, but I got into that with the droid that like destroyed himself in the last show.
God.
Like overall though, I can't remember much about the show,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know? And I feel like the same with this. Like there's some key things, but some of them are so buried later on that it's like
Yeah.
I mean, I watched all this to get to it and maybe it was a good payoff, but did I need all that other stuff then?
Right.
With like Clone Wars, you need a lot of that clone background for like the 5 shit to come in on its own.
For real.
Like you
Yeah. Like
need that.
it's slow going and it seems like it's going nowhere, but like
Yeah.
the pieces are all building blocks. It's all getting put into place.
And I mean, I don't know how much you guys know, but I know that you and me love a slow burn.
Oh yeah.
If the payoff is huge.
Yes.
Don't slow burn me and then light a
Fizzle out.
match. Yeah.
Yeah.
You better fucking flamethrower that shit. And
Better
Rebels
fucking
did that shit,
explode
man.
those tanks.
Clone Wars, as a whole, Clone Wars didn't do it for me. It's the Ahsoka part that really took me in.
Okay.
Ahsoka was the glue of that show for me.
Yeah, fully.
And now that I know that there is a show coming out with her, like that's the one I'm gonna watch. Like
Yeah.
Mandalorian is still like meh. I know you're doing Boba Fett now.
Yes.
I'm probably not gonna watch that one until like
Yeah, I
it's
don't
at
think it
least
would fall to
over.
you.
You know,
Yeah.
I might watch it when it's over. Not like there's no more seasons, but like once like a whole season's out, I might crank it out.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna watch it weekly.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, I might do weekly. I will do anything for this princess, man. She's literally. I know we just like gave Kanan like the bee's knees of reviews, but I love her, man.
Yeah, she's the bee's ankles.
I love her. She is. She's one of the greatest things about all of Star Wars to me.
Yes.
Plus, she's got dual lightsabers, but broken apart, not even just one stick, man.
I do not fucking love her.
She's great. And I like how she seems to like have one piece that she pulls them both out from.
Yeah, I really like her lightsabers a lot. She's very unique.
Yeah, I'm into her, man. She's great. So I'm gonna let this be
Woo.
our little final piece there.
All right.
But yes, I've watched it. Hope you're happy.
I am happy.
You're definitely not the longest person to want me to watch this show, but it's done.
All right.
I can safely say I'm over with this now.
You finished it, and I'm proud of you.
It took me a long time. Like a long time. I went through some like droughts there for a while,
You did.
but it was good though.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for Bad Batch to come back
Yeah, I'm ready for
because
Bad
I
Batch.
need some Ermiga.
Armiga.
But
Yeah.
yeah, this was a girthy review for you guys.
It was. I hope you enjoyed it. This was quite a lot to do in one episode.
Yeah.
We may not do one this beefy again.
I mean, it was legit 2 series
yeah.
of shows,
I would
one of
not
which
have
was
made
7 seasons.
Yeah, I would not
Like,
have made you watch both of them if I wanted to review them individually. You know, I think that
yeah.
as a set, they are a perfect review. But if we were reviewing just one or the other, there would be something missing.
Well, I mean, they're so intricately tied together
Yeah.
because Clone Wars got canceled. And then they took the guy that made Clone Wars and said, "Hey, we need a new show." So he made Rebels, and then they let him finish his show that got canceled.
Yeah.
Like they are a set.
Right.
So yeah, this is definitely something that needs to be watched together.
Yes. So let us know what you guys think about Clone Wars and Rebels. Who's your favorite
Yes,
character? Who'd you hate? Do you love Ahsoka as much as we do? If you don't, get out of our faces.
for real.
If you have any ideas for upcoming reviews, of course, let us know in the Discord. If you have any big opinions about this review, of course, let us know in the Discord.
I don't want Haley to write in because I already know she's like a Vader groupie. But do you guys really like Anakin that much?
I like
Do you
Anakin.
really like Sandboy that much?
I do.
He's not worth it.
He's always worth it.
I don't know. Yeah, let us know. And if you've played, Force Unleashed, why don't you tell Kelsey all about Star Killer? See if maybe she'll want to play them one day. They're short. They're like really short.
Okay.
I've only played the first one because the second game got like the worst reviews of all time.
Oh shit.
But the first game got great reviews, and it is a good game.
Okay.
Maybe you can catch a good Steam sale and play through them real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, good shows, good times. Just let us know how big of Star Wars fans you are. Do you agree that they're a bit more fantasy than sci-fi? What do you think? Give us all that stuff.
Yeah. And let us know what you want to see next month.
Yeah, this was a big one. Hopefully we do another deep dive like this on the next one. We'll see what we got.
Yeah.
So cool, guys. Hopefully you liked
Thanks
it.
for sticking around. We love you.
Love you guys. Oh, bye.
Bye.